Chapter 11:28. The cat shrieked, but Fong Ping could not be bothered with it. You have no backing. Don't think about it. Your backer is me, Fong Ping, do you understand? Although he wasn't as strong as the ash cat, so what? If he had the ability, he could go out and fight and kill people. In the end, the heavenly hound had said that he would deal with whoever dared to touch him. However, the heavenly hound had already run away. Who knew what the others would think? In his mind, the old cat screamed for a while and said pitifully, then leave 400 catties for me. He was no longer arrogant. No, 100 Jean is the most I can carry. Meow, this cat will stab you to death. The ash cat exploded in anger. It was suffocating. Doggy gave it to me. You actually want to take away more than half of it. Cough, cough, 300 pounds. Don't mess around. Fong Ping said hurriedly, I can use it to mend my brain nucleus. Woo woo, the old cat was close to tears. It had lost 100 catties in an instant. Fortunately, Fong Ping did not take all of it away. He left more than half of it for it, so it was barely acceptable. All right. The old cat drooped its head, feeling a little sad. Then give me the remaining 1/10 of the origin fruit. No. The cat's fur bristled again. I've never eaten it before either. It'll be a waste if you eat it. No, this cat can also expand the cat world. I'll repair my brain. The brain nucleus doesn't need an origin fruit to repair. Fong Ping was speechless. Whenever this cat talked about food, its IQ would increase by leaps and bounds. We'll talk about it when we get back. Fong Ping patted the cat's head. Then, under the cat's inconsolable expression, Fong Ping kicked the cat's, but making it disappear without a trace. The cat had the intention of watching him until he went back. Fong Ping did not have the time to waste on it. Shanghai. Song Mao really had nothing to live for. The big dog left, and the cat-protecting captain was taken away before he could recover. Now that he thought about the bold words he had said in the source world, he felt like a cat. The swindler knew that it had no one to rely on, so he kicked its butt. Woo-woo, the cat wanted to cry. Its dream of being the strongest cat in the 3 realms had been shattered. If it wasn't for the fact that it was waiting for the liar to bring food back, it would have run away from home. Glancing at Fong Yuan, who was still brushing its fur, the azure cat's eyes widened. Liars are bullying cats, so I'll bully people. Little fatty face. The fat cat's face was serious. I've thought it through. I've decided to teach you an earth-shattering technique. Feng Yuan's eyes widened. Was the cat finally being generous? Big cat, pass it to me. The cat said solemnly, this set of lost techniques is extremely important. Back then, the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors discussed it, and Sovereign Ling made a record of it. After that, he came up with an ultimate technique himself. It is the crystallization of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, the strongest technique in the 3 realms. After that, the spirit emperor studied it alone for thousands of years and finally came up with this ultimate technique. The old cat's words made Feng Yuan's face flush red. 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. She wasn't completely clueless. This was the strongest group of people in the 3 realms. They actually joined hands to create a cultivation technique. This cultivation technique was too powerful. What cultivation technique? The cat paused for a moment. What cultivation technique? After thinking for a while, the cat said seriously, the 13 Taoist incantation, a Taoist incantation created by 13 invincible powerhouses. The 13 Taoist incantation? Fang Yuan repeated, her face flushing red. It sounded very powerful. The cat heaved a sigh of relief. Who knew what it was called? It was just saying. This cultivation technique was not created by the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Of course, it wasn't bad. The cat thought to itself. It was just a little self-torture. How tragic. It was considered a type of beginner martial arts cultivation technique. Beginner martial artists could create cultivation techniques as they pleased, as long as it could make them stronger. It was also considered a way to cultivate the physique. Although the cat was illiterate, it only needed to memorize it. Using mentality to teach it, it didn't have to be literate. If the swindler dares to kick me, then I'll bully little fatty face. The cat was elated and started teaching the cultivation technique. Little fatty face, just you wait to cry. From now on, I can watch you cry every day. How pitiful. At this moment, Fong Ping started repairing his brain. He didn't expect the cat to have thoughts of revenge. It was revenge on Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan was really miserable. Of course, Fong Ping might not care even if he knew. It was cultivation. After all, it was normal to suffer a little. The 200 caddies of saint-level life essence was considered a gift from the cat to Fong Ping. According to rank 9 calculations, it could increase Fong Ping's wealth by 50 million points, worth 500 billion. However, after the cat tacitly agreed to give Fong Ping 200 caddies, Fong Ping's wealth increased by 5 billion points. 100-fold difference. It was the same life essence. Saint level was actually 100 times that of a rank 9. It was equivalent to 20,000 caddies of a rank 9. 10 tons. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. In the past, he used to calculate life essence in grams and drops. Now, he started to calculate it in tons. Life was unpredictable. Inside the gate of life, when Fong Ping transferred the life essence inside, he felt the difference instantly. The life aura of Heavenly Wood's life essence was really too rich. At this moment, the 4 fat babies were also extremely excited. As soon as Fong Ping poured his life essence into it, the few plump babies pounced into the life essence with a flop. Each of them squeaked and squeaked in excitement. This was the first time a saint-level life essence had appeared. The few babies flopped in the life essence, waving their arms and legs. Fong Ping could not be bothered with them. These few little things could exist because the immortal ancient spring's life aura was rich enough. Now that they saw this, it was natural for them to be excited. Fong Ping moved the brain nucleus and soaked it in the life essence. The brain nucleus seemed to have received a good rain after a long drought. In an instant, it began to absorb crazily. The cracks on the surface also began to repair rapidly. 200 caddies of life essence might not be as valuable as some natural treasures, but there were specializations. Life essence was mainly used for healing. Moreover, it was of a high level, so the effect was naturally extraordinary. 1 crack disappeared. 2 disappeared. Gradually, the life essence decreased, but the brain nucleus became more and more radiant. Many cracks disappeared. There are only about 300 left. Fong Ping's face lit up. The life essence had not been used up, but it seemed like the effect was not very good now. However, being able to repair so much had already exceeded Fong Ping's expectations. According to Fong Ping's calculations, the many cracks that appeared in his brain nucleus before was very likely due to the number of times he self-destructed. Perhaps he had self-destructed 360 times. In an instant, that would be healing the injuries from his self-destructions dozens of times. The effect was indeed extraordinary. One had to know that his brain nucleus was at the absolute peak level. I hope the effect of the spiritual consciousness crystal is better. Fong Ping did not care about the 4 slightly dissatisfied fat kids. A crystal appeared in his hand. At this moment, Fong Ping, with some apprehension, gently moved the crystal above the brain nucleus. The brain nucleus seemed to have smelled something and transmitted a sense of urgent need. Then, instantly, it stuck to the spiritual consciousness crystal. The crystal began to melt and began to wrap around the brain nucleus. Fong Ping only felt that his brain was incomparably cool. His entire being was completely energized. Outside, on the big tree, Heavenly Wood's face appeared on the tree trunk. Looking at Fong Ping, who was not far away and had completely concealed his aura, a look of deep thought appeared on his aged face. Could Fong Ping really connect to the 9 heavens? His brain nucleus was shattered, but he could still unleash true God combat strength. If it was repaired, his spiritual consciousness would be much stronger. Was it his spiritual consciousness that was restricting Fong Ping? If his spiritual consciousness was restricted, then after the repair, Fong Ping's combat strength would probably be even stronger. 3 years of cultivation, Heavenly Wood murmured in his heart. Scary. He did not know that actually 3 years was still a few days away. Fong Ping only started to come into contact with martial arts in late April of year 08. It was only April of year 11 now. 3 years, true God combat strength. This was much more terrifying than some of the powerhouses in ancient legends. Even if it was a grand era now, it was still ridiculously fast. Are you related to Heaven Reverse Emperor or not? Heavenly Wood asked himself again. Heaven Reverse Emperor had done a great favor for him to be able to live until now. He did not know what the relationship between Fong Ping and Heaven Reverse Emperor was, but he was sure that he had sensed some of Heaven Reverse Emperor's aura. 290, 280. At this moment, Fong Ping felt the changes in his brain nucleus. Rapid changes. Even if the number of Heavenly King level brain nuclei was not enough, the quality was Heavenly King level. Repairing a brain nucleus that was at the end of his rope was really extravagant. The cracks in his brain nucleus were decreasing. Fong Ping's mentality was actually beginning to increase. Previously, it had just reached 11,000 hertz. Now, following the repair of his brain nucleus, his mentality began to increase rapidly. 11,500 hertz, 11,600 hertz. Fong Ping was also extremely surprised. After repairing his brain nucleus, there was not much growth before. Now, it actually began to increase. While his mentality was increasing, in the source world, the shadows suddenly began to change direction. They no longer developed the origin path vertically, but they began to develop horizontally. Fong Ping felt the consumption of his origin qi. After observing for a while, he was a little speechless. Is this my territory or yours? Who allowed you to develop horizontally? I'm already 3,300 meters horizontally. Even Heavenly Kings might not be wider than me. You still want to develop? Don't you know that this is not cost-effective? The horizontal effect is only 1/10 of the vertical effect. Okay? Fong Ping cursed in his heart. These shadows actually took the initiative to develop. There was no justice in this world, especially old Zhang in the crowd. He was full of enthusiasm. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. He appeared in the source world instantly and sent old Zhang flying with a kick. Who asked you to be arrogant in my territory? Meanwhile, Spirit Emperor Dojo. Zhang Tao's expression changed slightly. I keep feeling that I've been beaten up. Who did this? The one who did this was most likely that son of a b*** TCH, Fong Ping. In the next moment, old Zhang also entered his own source world and gave the guy who occupied the origin path a good beating. Ever since Fong Ping walked the Emperor path, he had taken root in his own origin path, seized his territory, and even floated in the middle of his own Tao. Now, every time old Zhang thought about it, he felt depressed. Whenever he was depressed, he would come in and beat him up. I've given you face. How dare you come in my Tao? Not only did you come in, you even snatched my territory. Who else should I beat up if not you? This kid. I'm afraid his strength has improved. At this moment, Zhang Tao looked at the shadow in the Tao that was gradually becoming clearer. He frowned slightly and then smiled. Things were getting interesting. It seemed like this guy really wanted to compete with him for the leading role of this era. If the sky falls, the tall ones will hold it up. I wonder if you can hold it up, old Zhang sighed. Then, he no longer cared about these things. After integrating the 6 realms, he was only one step away from Heavenly King. The current him had not really become a Heavenly King powerhouse yet, but he was close. Almost. This is too troublesome to cultivate. Killing a saint will probably automatically make it. Old Zhang's eyes flickered. There were many saints here. Other than the 3 saints of the evil sect, there were a few more saints that he wanted to kill the most. Heavenly Emperor Pingyu of the 4 Brahmas was also a saint. Venerable Emperor Qingjing of Mount Luofu of the 10 major grotto heavens was also a saint. The masters of the 4 Brahmas and the 10 major grotto heavens might not have been saints in the past, but over the years, unless they were too seriously injured, almost all of them had entered this realm. Venerable Emperor Qingjing. Zhang Tao thought of this person. Kill him. The 3 saints of the evil sect were all gathered together now. If he encountered them, he might not be a match. These 3 were real ancient saints, not far from heavenly kings. If the 3 of them joined forces, even Moon Spirit could not do anything to them, not to mention Zhang Tao, a quasi-heavenly king who had not yet advanced. After killing the Green Spirit, it should be enough. The reason he could advance so quickly to this point was related to the Master of the Void, Mausoleum Grotto Heavens. Previously, he merged the 6 realms and forcefully killed that guy. As a result, the harvest was not small, allowing him to advance from peak saint to quasi-heavenly king. In old Zhang's opinion, if a neo-martial artist wanted to become stronger, the best way was to kill. Killing these old guys, he would be full of energy and spirit and would naturally advance. With a decision, old Zhang opened his eyes and did not beat up Fang Ping anymore. He looked at Warlord, who was on guard, and said, "Don't just stand there. Go find Venerable Emperor Qingjing and kill him." Warlord was stunned. "You want to kill a saint? What's wrong? I even killed Chang Rong. It shouldn't be a problem to kill another one, right?" Warlord was speechless. Chang Rong was killed because dragon transformation was there. He attacked with all his strength and underestimated you. Do you really think you can kill a saint alone? Thinking of dragon transformation, Warlord suddenly said, "Kid, dragon transformation didn't die, right?" "I'm not sure," Zhang Tao said in a low voice. "This place is too big. I didn't meet those people, but if dragon transformation died, it would cause quite a commotion. It probably didn't die. They went their separate ways when they came in. The top humans were now fighting on their own. They did not dare to gather together in case they were wiped out. This place not only had celestial realm fragments and Spirit Emperor Dojo, but also a huge origin space. It was difficult to meet each other here. Forget about dragon transformation for now. Go find Qingjing." Zhang Tao stood up and said, "You haven't mastered your strength yet? You haven't become a real emperor level yet? Old man, let me remind you, Fang Ping seems to be causing quite a commotion outside. I think he might surpass you soon. If you don't become an emperor soon, you'll really fall behind." "Old man," Warlord muttered, cursing in his heart. "I'll kill you sooner or later, kid. Arrogant when you succeed. Isn't he going to become a heavenly king? So what if he was a heavenly king? It's not like he had never seen a heavenly king before. That kid Fang Ping was only rank 9 when I left. It's only been a month. A month is enough. That kid is very scary. Don't doubt me. If you don't become an emperor soon, you'll really be left behind." Warlord gritted his teeth. "I don't believe it. He gritted his teeth for a while, then felt a little disappointed. It was hard to say. All right then, continue to go out and do big things. I think I'll be able to master this Tao soon and become a real venerable emperor. Warlord said, then added, it's a pity. After all, it's not my own Tao. Even if I become a venerable emperor, my future path will be much more difficult. The human race is in power. It doesn't matter. If you have a heart for the human race, you'll have a chance. Zhang Tao did not care much about this. The Tao was just a carrier. It did not matter whether the Tao was his or not. As long as you had a heart for martial arts, the Tao was yours. Let's go. We can't let that kid surpass us. Both of them stopped talking. Zhang Tao flew up and was about to pounce on Warlord. Warlord's face was livid. I'll admit it when you're injured. You're almost a heavenly king now, and you still want me to carry you? Get lost. Warlord cursed and flew away. If he stayed with Zhang Tao, he would die of anger sooner or later. What a shameless fighter. He considered himself shameless, but he had to admit defeat when he met Zhang Tao. Rumble! The Tao was being opened. At this time, Fang Ping looked pleasantly surprised. Opening horizontally was really related to mentality. Perhaps he had not reached the peak yet. So the speed of opening vertically was very slow, but the speed of opening horizontally was very fast. It was just that the origin chi consumed was a little ridiculous. Fortunately, he had condensed 10 billion points of origin chi previously, but he had not used it yet. At this time, Fang Ping had also put in a lot of effort. Opening horizontally seemed to have nothing to do with the understanding of the Tao. If that was the case, it would be good if he could open it wider. The one thing he did not lack was origin chi. Now he still had 85 billion points of savings. Even if these 10 billion points of origin chi were all used up, it did not matter. 10 billion points was only 100,000 clouds. It was actually not a lot. The Tao was opened up with a rumble. Fang Ping made up his mind. Forget about opening up the Tao. He also opened up the origin world. Previously, the sane order helped to stabilize it. He felt that he could still continue to expand. Not only that, Fang Ping's real body swallowed the divine emperor nature pill. In the next moment, the initially dark and gloomy origin world suddenly lit up. At this moment, in the dark void, a sun rose. The origin world lit up. At this moment, this was like a real world. It was bright. Even though the origin world was not big, it still looked much more comfortable. Fang Ping took a look at his origin world. There were many things. The sane order was here, and the Tao that was like a long dragon was also here. At the thought of this, Fang Ping suddenly thought of something. Very soon, a jade box appeared in his real body's hand. Origin Earth. He wanted to forge a real piece of land in the origin world. This time, his gains in the evil sect exceeded Fang Ping's imagination. There were many things that were of great help to him. Most of the treasures could be used by Fang Ping. This was also his biggest gain this time. It was not just pure wealth. If it were really a large number of energy stones and the like, it would not be of much help to Fang Ping. The Tao was opening up, the brain nucleus was mending, the origin world was expanding, and his mentality was becoming stronger. Fang Ping could clearly feel that he was becoming stronger. His vitality was also becoming stronger. At the thought of this, without another word, Fang Ping began to consume a large amount of imperishable substance to forge a golden body. 9 refinement was not the limit. 9 refinement and 9 refinement were also very different. He wanted to become the strongest rank, 9, since the beginning of time. Spending money was not a problem at all. Fang Ping was becoming stronger. There were others who were becoming stronger too. The moment he became stronger, Many people on Earth suddenly felt as if they had understood something. At this moment, even without Fong Ping's feedback, many people felt that they could cultivate to become stronger. Old Man Li quickly entered closed-door cultivation. Many people in MCMAU chose to do so too. As for Sun City, a group of people also felt that their cultivation speed seemed to be faster. Humans were beginning to become stronger, stronger and stronger. The powerhouses of the three realms were still discussing the revival of the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian, but not many people thought that the biggest winner this time was actually Fong Ping. They were paying attention to the revived powerhouses, to the Heavenly Hound, and the rest. As for the evil sect, at this moment, because the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian had just left, no one dared to enter the evil sect at this time. Time passed bit by bit. 1 hour, 2 hours. The sky turned dark. Fong Ping's second day in the evil sect had ended. At this moment, Fong Ping opened his eyes abruptly. Golden light exploded in his eyes, illuminating the darkness. I've used up the spiritual crystal. Fong Ping noticed the brain nucleus immediately. The brain nucleus was crystal clear. The cracks had disappeared. It was not completely healed. There were still some cracks in the depths of the brain nucleus, but Fong Ping did not pay much attention to them. Ha ha ha. At this moment, Fong Ping was in high spirits. After he repaired the 360 cracks a few times, today there were actually less than 20 deep cracks left. The effect of the Kuan King's spiritual crystal was beyond imagination. Bang! Fong Ping threw a punch, and the void shattered. Fourth heaven shatter. Fong Ping himself was shocked. He had broken through fourth heaven shatter. Explosive force of 2 million calories. He had actually broken through fourth heaven in such a short time, and he had not even reached the peak yet. Fong Ping gulped. I'm way too powerful. At this moment, Fong Ping quickly looked at his system. He could actually sense his rough strength. As a powerhouse, he must have a certain understanding of himself. But at this moment, Fong Ping only wanted to see how powerful he was. Wealth, 84 billion points vitality. 550,000 calories, 550,000 calories mentality, 14,000 hertz, 14,000 hertz can be cut. Origin, vertical 700 meters, increased by 70%, horizontal 7,000 meters, increased by 70%, combat techniques, god-slaying sword techniques, plus 7%, combat techniques combination deduction, 1 million points / time strength control, 80% extreme outburst, 1086800 cal, /1358500 cal explosive force exceeded 1 million calories. Soon, Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. He had actually broken through fourth heaven when he was close to 1 million calories. Looking at his fist, Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. His golden body seemed to have become stronger, but it was not reflected in the data. It combined the strength of his flesh, vitality, and mentality. After that, he possessed such combat strength. This is not the point. The point is, I feel that I can continue to improve. I still have divine weapons and saint orders that I haven't used yet. At this moment, Fong Ping was overjoyed. He felt that he was really not far from Emperor-level combat strength. Maybe in a few days, he would possess true Emperor-level combat strength. I'm so looking forward to it. Fong Ping grinned from ear to ear. At this moment, not far away, Heavenly Wood's face appeared again, a look of shock on his face. He had broken through 4. This was not the point. In that instant, just now, Fong Ping did not conceal his aura and revealed some of his aura. That was a non-true god. A non-true god breaking through 4? One had to know that powerhouses who could break through 4 usually had the strength of true gods above stage 5, or 6. This is too scary. At this moment, this saint-level powerhouse actually said something like this. Scary. Yes, Heavenly would seem to have seen the rise of the strongest powerhouse of this era. He saw carnage and bloodshed. He saw a great war. In a trance, he seemed to have returned to the ancient times, the era when the stars shone brightly. Was this the rise of a true supreme powerhouse? Chapter 1129. It was now June. The book had been published on June 4th last year, and in a few more days, it would be a full year. Let me first boast that in this year, Old Eagle had done quite well in updating. He had written more than 6 million words. And in this year, Gao Wu's brothers and sisters had given Old Eagle far too much glory. On July 13th last year, the book had been on sale for half a month, and it had taken the top 3 of the monthly ticket rankings. In August, Gao Wu had broken through 10,000 subscriptions. In September, Gao Wu had obtained the first crowd-funded Silver Alliance Lord. In October, Gao Wu had completed the 100 Alliance struggle and reached the top of the best-selling list, where it had remained until now. Unless a large donation appeared, it had never fallen. In November, it had taken first place in the monthly tickets and obtained our first Gold Alliance Lord. In December, it had been 5 months since the book was published, and it had taken 7th place on the annual monthly ticket rankings. In the year 19, Old Eagle had become dispirited, but his brothers and sisters had allowed Gao Wu to maintain its glory. The first place of the best-selling list was still ours. In February, it had once again taken first place. Today, the 1-year anniversary of the book's publication, our Alliance Lord had reached 448, an unbelievable result. As for the subscriptions, with over 6 million words, it would be difficult to increase the average number of subscriptions. However, the average number of subscriptions for the main novel was over 40,000, and the average number of subscriptions for the entire platform had long since surpassed 50,000, perhaps even more. Gao Wu's results on the reading side were also not bad, and it had been in the top 10 for a long time. Old Eagle was not saying all this to boast, but to truly thank his brothers and sisters for their support. Without them, how could Old Eagle have the capital to boast? Now that Gao Wu had entered the later stages, Old Eagle wanted to finish well from beginning to end, so that no one would scold Old Eagle for having a lousy tale and for being a eunuch. Old Eagle felt that he had succeeded in writing a book of over 6 million words without any large-scale bloodshed. Don't rush me, don't rush me. There will always be people who say that I have too many things to do recently, but if I don't explain things clearly, there will definitely be gaps, a lousy tale, or even a situation where I won't be able to continue writing. Perhaps I've been a little long-winded, but I, Old Eagle, am still writing very seriously. I want to finish well and not be scolded afterwards. That's all I have to say. Once again, I thank everyone for their support. Don't ask when I'll be done. I'll be done before the end of the year. Yep, that's it. As for which month, I don't even know. Once again, I thank you. Thank you. Chapter 1130. Fong Ping walked out of the hut. At this moment, he concealed his aura again. He had gained a lot from this trip to the evil sect. Not only did his combat strength skyrocket, but his source world was also perfected. The Emperor Creation Pill and the Origin Soil did not seem to be very useful, but Fong Ping was extremely satisfied. He vaguely felt that his source world was changing toward the real world. There was the sun, the land, the city. There was also the Saint Order. The Saint Order strengthened his source world, and it was very compatible with Fong Ping. In this way, Fong Ping did not need to use the god-slaying saber alone to fight the enemy. In addition, he was relieved that his archenemy, the evil sect, had been eradicated. Young friend, Heavenly Wood's incarnation appeared again. He gave Fong Ping a deep look, hesitating to speak. Not a true god. Broken for. Fong Ping saw that it was looking at him and raised his eyebrows slightly. He quickly smiled and said, Elder Mu, just say it. Heavenly Wood was silent for a while, then smiled and said, Nothing. I just want to say that my body is too big. Now that a powerhouse has awakened, as the first ancient tree, once I appear in the outside world, I will definitely cause some waves. I wonder if I can stay in the human world for now. It might bring some trouble to you, young friend. It was the first ancient tree. Its body was the main material for forging divine weapons. In addition, the powerhouses in the outside world might covet some of its things, such as its fruits and the like. It was very likely to cause some trouble. Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. A saint powerhouse wanted to stay in the human world. This was the first time. No, there was a cat who also chose to stay in the human world. Were these fellows trying to get close to him, or did they have other motives? Despite thinking a lot, Fong Ping still smiled warmly and said, Of course, if Elder Mu is willing to stay in the human world, it will be a blessing for humanity. I think everyone will be wary of a saint staying in the human world. This is humanity's blessing. No matter what Heavenly Wood thought, Fong Ping felt that at least for now, he would not go back on his word. If that was the case, with a saint, even if he would not attack like the cat, he could still intimidate the enemy at the crucial moment. Now, as some powerhouses awakened one after another, Fong Ping was also worried that there would be problems on Earth. He was still not Emperor-level combat strength. Currently, the strongest among humans was only him and Wu Quishan. The old cat was not very reliable. Since the Heavenly Wood was stationed in the human world, it had to contribute at the critical moment, right? He didn't expect Heavenly Wood to fight for the humans. He just wanted it to be a deterrent. Thank you, young friend. Tianmu was also full of smiles. Then he said, Little friend, do you want to leave now? Or, I'm going to doubt comprehension cliff. As Fong Ping spoke, he suddenly thought of something and asked, What about that head? At this moment, a head was buried in the ground beneath the tree. It struggled for a moment before popping out of the ground, its face filled with despair. He remembered. Chang Shanqi was very sad. He thought that after so many things had happened, Fong Ping might have forgotten about him. Who would have thought that she would still remember him? This time, it was really over. Fong Ping saw him hiding in the soil and sneered. Do you think you can hide? He had almost forgotten about this fellow. Furthermore, this fellow was only left with his head. His presence was not strong, and his aura was weak. He had almost forgotten about him. Fortunately, when he thought of the enlightened cliff, he remembered this guy. Fong Ping reached out and grabbed. Chang Shanqi's head fell into his hand. Fong Ping said playfully, Why aren't you running? Chang Shanqi did not want to speak. Tianmu, a saint, was here. If he ran, where could he run to? Tianmu was polite to Fong Ping, but to him, he was not so polite. He was a big tree that was used to seeing powerhouses. He was also a saint. If Fong Ping only had the strength of a broken four, Tianmu might not care too much. The key was still Fong Ping's identity, background, and future. Human king. 3 years of cultivation. Not a true god. These 3 were the reasons why Tianmu was so easy to talk to. Tianmu did not care about them. He said, Then I'll accompany you to Dao Comprehension Cliff. This place is ruined. Tianmu sighed. This small world was ruined. The energy dissipated. The energy of the treasures had also dissipated and decayed. In such a huge, small world, other than some treasures that were left behind and not absorbed, the other treasures were almost all gone. Under such circumstances, even he had to leave. If he did not leave and continued to stay here, he might not be able to advance anymore. Divine Palace, Small World. Fong Ping stood on one of Skywood's branches, looking down. Tianmu's body was huge. However, at this moment, no one could see this saint powerhouse. Below, wailing was everywhere. This time, there were too many deaths and injuries. Even if the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian did not purposely create a massacre, it was possible that the moment the energy was absorbed, the earth would collapse, the sky would shatter, martial artists would go crazy, and countless people would die. The civilians below, unlike powerhouses, could still escape. They could only stay where they were, waiting for the unknown future. Wailing, choking sounds rang through this piece of land. Despair filled the world with pessimism. Below, there were powerhouses who were lucky enough to survive. At this moment, they were like ants on a walk, flying everywhere. Some wanted to find some treasures, some wanted to go to the entrance and leave this despairing world. However, Fong Ping knew that it was impossible. Before coming, Fong Ping went to take a look. Without the energy support, the entrance passageway could not hold up and was broken unless one reached true God and had the ability to break through space. Otherwise, even a rank 9 might not be able to break through the collapsed space and leave this place. This was a cage. From now on, unless it was a powerhouse above the desperate realm, others might not be able to enter this small world anymore. Fong Ping looked at it silently. He seemed to see the future here, the future of humanity. Where would the human race go from here? The enemies of the 3 realms, the great enemy of the past, the catacombs, had now been destroyed by them, but it did not mean that humanity had won. There were still many powerhouses in the catacombs. In the fake sky grave, there were still 2 emperor-level powerhouses and close to 100 true gods. This was still an incomparably powerful force. Moreover, were there really no more hidden powerhouses in the catacombs? Also, did Second Wang and the others really give up on the catacombs? Second Wang was the leader of the catacombs 2,000 years ago. There was also Li Zhu. Fong Ping did not believe that Li Zhu would give up on the catacombs' power. In reality, the catacombs was still humanity's greatest enemy. Li Zhu had hidden too deeply. Second Wang could fight a heavenly king. There were also emperor-level powerhouses. There were hundreds of true gods. Fong Ping did not know if these people would continue to fight with humanity when they returned, or even join forces with some people. What I can do is to strengthen humanity and weaken them before they appear, so that even if humanity faces a siege, they still have the strength to fight. It was easy to say, but it was as difficult as ascending to heaven to do it. Fong Ping took a look at heavenly wood. This tree, if used well, might be very useful. If he let it take root in the human world, it might give birth to a real cultivation, holy land. Fong Ping did not lack energy stones now. He did not lack energy. If he supplied it to heavenly wood for absorption and conversion, a pure cultivation, holy land would be born on earth. As he thought about these things, he arrived at the God City. No, he arrived at the ruins. The God City was gone. The Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian had fought here. Within 1,000 miles, almost everything had turned into nothingness. There was no God City left. However, in this land of nothingness, there were some conspicuous places. An ancient well, a broken cliff. Heavenly Wood was also full of emotions, saying, the longevity ancient spring, enlightenment cliff. These were all important places in the heavenly realm back then. Now, they are also completely ruined. In the Gate of Life, the 4 fat babies were a little restless. Compared to when they first arrived, these 4 fat babies were a little fatter and more agile. At this moment, Fong Ping opened the Gate of Life. The 4 fat babies looked at the ancient well that was suspended in the air. Suddenly, they began to squeak, squeak. Fong Ping did not care about them. He asked curiously, "The longevity ancient spring is a well?" Although he went to the longevity ancient spring previously, he did not enter it. At that time, his mentality scanned the appearance of a well, but he thought that the evil sect deliberately built it to protect the ancient spring. Now it seemed that the longevity ancient spring was really just a well. Yes, Heavenlywood said slowly, "The longevity ancient spring is a well." However, this ancient well is no longer as magical as it used to be. Who dug the well? Fong Ping was not interested in those things. He was curious. Who dug this well? Who dug it? Maybe it was the one who opened up the origin path back then. Heavenlywood laughed. In fact, the reason why the heavenly court was built in the heavenly realm was because it was said that the person who opened up the origin path lived in the heavenly realm. The origin path martial artists could be considered his disciples. The entire heavenly realm should be considered his dojo. Therefore, there was the heavenly court and the heavenly court later. Because in the beginner's competition, the origin path won. Fong Ping asked again, "Then who opened up the origin path?" "I don't know." Heavenlywood sighed. "Although I can record a lot of things, there is also an age limit. If I was planted by that person back, then how could I record?" When he said that, Fong Ping was stunned. Yes, how did Heavenlywood come about? A tree raised by the heavens and the earth? Not necessarily. Trees might be planted by people. Then who planted them? Opened up the origin path. God. Even Fong Ping had to admit that he was a god. Under the circumstances where there were no predecessors, he opened up the origin path by himself. He was the first person in the world. Such a person was a true god. This person did not even leave his name. Was he dead? Fong Ping did not know. Maybe he was dead. The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, including all living beings in the 3 realms today, could all be regarded as his successor. This was the ancestor of martial cultivators. Such a person made people yearn for him. He did not ask anymore, did not think anymore. Fong Ping walked in the air and walked to the front of the ancient well. Without any support, this well just floated in the void. It was very ordinary, but also very unusual. In the situation where the 2 heavenly kings were fighting, a well actually remained. It had to be said that it was very surprising. Fong Ping bent down and touched the mouth of the well. It was full of the aura of time. Fong Ping wanted to move it, but realized that the ancient well did not move at all. Fong Ping was not surprised. Even the 2 heavenly kings could not break it or move it. Obviously, he could not do it either. Poking his head into the well, Fong Ping looked at the well water below. It was very clear and very ordinary. He did not see anything unusual. Fong Ping pondered for a moment, then dove straight into the well. The well seemed to be a whole new world. Fong Ping looked at the very small mouth of the well. When he dove in, the bottom was like a vast ocean. Right now, he was floating above this ocean. He scooped up a handful of well water. It was just ordinary water. There was nothing special about it. Fong Ping probed for a while and did not find anything unusual. For fat babies were swimming in the water at this moment. The moment they fell into the water, Fong Ping's heart tightened. These babies seemed to have disappeared completely when they fell into the water. Fortunately, in the next moment, these babies floated on the surface of the water, squeaking and squeaking. They did not leave. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Just as he was about to put these little guys into the life gate, his expression changed slightly. He did not do it again. These few babies were still useful to him. His brain nucleus had not been completely repaired. Although the recovery speed of these fat babies was slow, it was still effective. How could he let them go? Squeak, squeak. The 4 fat babies were all bare-bottomed. At this moment, 2 of them flew in front of Fong Ping, squeaking and squeaking. Their fat fingers pointed at Fong Ping's head. Fong Ping stared for a while and seemed to understand something. The life gate appeared and opened the life gate. As soon as it opened, the 2 fat babies below dove into the bottom of the water. Very soon, 2 fat babies struggled to carry a piece of ice and flew up. The remaining 2 went to help too. The 4 fat babies huffed and puffed as they carried the ice, wanting to move it into Fong Ping's life gate. Fong Ping could vaguely feel that these few little guys wanted to move. This ice seemed to be some kind of treasure. These few little guys probably wanted to move it into Fong Ping's life gate. Fong Ping frowned. What was this? The life gate could not put things randomly. He wanted to avoid it. At this moment, Skywood suddenly appeared beside him. He glanced at the ice that the 4 babies were carrying. His gaze flickered slightly, and he said softly, This let me think. Origin water? Skywood was not too sure. He murmured, could it be that the longevity ancient spring was born because of this drop of water? A drop of water? Fong Ping looked at the ice, a little dazed. Could you guys not use the units indiscriminately? 4 fat babies. Back then, Earthstar had told him that these were 4 drops of ancient spring. Now, a big ice block, Skywood, said it was a drop of origin water. Was a drop of water used like this? Seems like it. Skywood's gaze flickered slightly. Legend has it that the person who opened up the Tao found origin soil and origin water in the source world. You have to know, water and earth are the basic components of the world. Origin soil often appears, but origin water has only been heard of, never seen. This drop of water might really be origin water. Rivers can appear in the source world that I don't know. As he said that, Skywood laughed. This should be the habitat of these few drops of longevity spring. It is also their birthplace. Now that the gods' courtyard has been destroyed, if you don't mind, you can let them temporarily live in the life gate. Fong Ping thought about it and did not say anything. The life gate continued to open. The 4 fat babies laboriously carried the ice block and flew it into Fong Ping's life gate. Under Fong Ping's gaze, the babies moved the ice block into the depths. Then, the babies actually melted into the ice block. Very quickly, they emerged and reappeared as if there was a world in the ice block. These dolls went in and out. The fattest one among them even turned around to look at Fong Ping, as if he was thinking about something. In the next moment, a few of the plump dolls moved together, moving Fong Ping's brain, which was almost fully repaired, towards the ice block. Fong Ping was about to stop them, but then he suppressed the thought of these guys stealing his brain nucleus and continued to watch. The 4 little guys moved the brain nucleus above the ice block. Then, Fong Ping's eyes widened and his jaw dropped. On the ice block, 2 transparent tube-like things extended out. One was connected to the brain nucleus. The other was held in the hands of a fat baby, pointing at Fong Ping. The baby shook the tube, his face full of anticipation. Fong Ping looked at Skywood. He roughly understood what it meant, but he wanted to prove it. Skywood was watching too. At this moment, seeing the situation, he also found it funny. I think I understand. You input some things they need, and they will repair your brain nucleus. It's a mutual benefit. Fong Ping was speechless. These few little guys wanted him to input good things from a tube, and then they would help repair Fong Ping's brain nucleus. Could it be that these few little guys had intelligence? Elder Mu, have they developed intelligence? It's understandable for trees and monsters to become monsters, but can a few drops of water also become monsters? Fong Ping did not understand. Fong Ping did not understand. Could water become a demon? Everything has a spirit. Skywood laughed. Does water not have a spirit? Moreover, this is not ordinary water. It should be the origin of birth. The creatures in the water might not be unable to become monsters. Of course, it's not yet. Right now, it should still be some instinctive reaction. Having said that, Skywood's eyes were deep. Little friend, your brain nucleus has not been completely repaired yet. The Kuan King's avatar's spiritual crystal can't be repaired completely. I think the rest might need the Heavenly King's spiritual crystal. Even ordinary Heavenly Kings might not be able to do it. Maybe it needs the spiritual crystal of a powerful Heavenly King, like the Kuan King, to be able to repair it completely. Fong Ping nodded slightly. At this moment, the water world under him suddenly collapsed. Seeing this, Skywood frowned slightly. Let's go, the immortal ancient spring is about to collapse. As expected, the immortal ancient spring was born because of this drop of water. Now, the few fat babies were ready to move. After moving this drop of water, this place would be considered as useless. Fong Ping hurriedly left the bottom of the well. As soon as he flew out, the immortal ancient spring that had not been destroyed by the two Heavenly King powerhouses suddenly collapsed at this moment. The ancient well exploded. The immortal ancient spring had completely disappeared. Fong Ping was surprised. He said in a low voice, "Since this drop of water is here, why hasn't anyone come to take it?" Skywood laughed. Others might not be able to find it. Those few little fellows were born in this drop of water, so naturally they can find it, but others can't. Fong Ping nodded slightly and said no more. As for these few fat babies, he would observe them slowly. If they did not work, he would just eat them one day. Fong Ping did not look at the collapsed ancient spring anymore. He looked at the cliff suspended in the distance. He did not expect enlightened cliff to become like this. It was a very ordinary stone cliff. Did this place really have a magical effect? Fong Ping walked in the air and walked over there. After a while, Fong Ping stepped onto the cliff. Skywood was about to follow when his expression suddenly changed. In the next moment, Skywood's body erupted with a brilliant light, and his avatar collapsed immediately. In the distance, on top of his real body, an old face appeared on the tree trunk, his face full of horror. What was going on? Fong Ping was also surprised. He turned his head to look. Little friend, Skywood did not expect this either. In the next moment, both of them suddenly stopped talking. At this moment, there was suddenly another person on the cliff, a person whose face could not be seen clearly. This person stood behind Fong Ping, with his hands behind his back, motionless. Even if he could not see clearly, he could feel that this person was looking up at the sky. He wore a pure white robe, the material of which was indistinguishable. At this moment, he did not say a word. He did not make a sound. Fong Ping's expression was ugly. This person, when did he come? Who was he? Fong Ping moved his feet slowly. At this moment, Skywood suddenly said, "Don't go. This person might be the one who opened the path back then." Perhaps enlightened cliff appeared because of this person. Huh? A projection? Fong Ping was surprised. This was a projection? He had actually seen Powerhouse's projections before. Back then in Combat Heavenly Palace, he saw Heavenly Emperor Zhan's projection. These powerhouses seemed to like to look up at the sky. Heavenly Emperor Zhan was like that. Heavenly Dog was like that. And this person in front of him was also like that. Did they not find it tiring? Dao. At this moment, a faint wave of mentality fluctuated. Fong Ping was not sure if it was mentality. He sensed that the voice came from the person whose face could not be seen clearly. Was it a voice? Was it this person who was speaking? Fong Ping did not know. He did not sense anything out of the ordinary. Fong Ping suppressed the throbbing in his heart and did not move. Was this a projection or a real person? Cultivate the body, cultivate the mind, cultivate the Tao. What is the Tao? Where is the Tao? Sigh. A sigh resounded from the bottom of his heart. Fang Ping's eyes were dazed. Strengthening the body and the self, there will always be a limit. Is the path for beginners broken? The voice asked itself again. Fang Ping was also dazed. He seemed to have sensed something. Was this person searching for the Tao? The path of beginners had come to an end. They had cultivated themselves and could no longer move forward. The person in front of him seemed to have come to an end too. He could no longer move forward. The path is broken. Who will open the path? Beginners have no path. Then today, this old man will open another path. Rumble. Fang Ping's vision went black. He could not see anything. However, in the next moment, Fang Ping seemed to see it again. At this moment, Fang Ping's eyes were closed, but a scene appeared in his mind. A powerhouse breaking through the sky appeared in the endless darkness. It was like a desolate universe with only endless darkness. New Tao, pseudo Tao. This Tao, is it right? The murmur sounded. At this moment, Fang Ping was sure that this was the powerhouse who had opened the origin Tao. This person seemed to have opened the origin Tao at Enlightenment Cliff back then. In Fang Ping's days, in the dark universe, time seemed to fly. Almost in the blink of an eye, in the dark universe, a star suddenly appeared. The powerhouse in white appeared on the star. It's an external force, after all. How to combine? How to trace back to the origin? The murmur sounded again. This Tao has a flaw. In the next moment, the voice sounded in Fang Ping's ears again. Trace back to the origin, the Tao of borrowing strength. This Tao is supplementary. Strengthen yourself. Then break through the Tao. Rumble. Fang Ping seemed to see the star explode. In the next moment, Fang Ping opened his eyes. He was still in a daze, but there was nothing. Enlightenment Cliff. It was quiet. The person behind had disappeared. Skywood's incarnation appeared again. This time, it appeared on Enlightenment Cliff. There was nothing in the way, but he did not see anything. Skywood looked at Fang Ping, his eyes flashing. He said softly, "What did you see, little friend?" Fang Ping shook his head slightly, exhaled and said, "Darkness, endless darkness." Skywood saw this and did not say anything else. He walked around Enlightenment Cliff, shook his head, and said, "Opportunities on Enlightenment Cliff depend on luck. Sometimes there is, sometimes not. It's hard to be sure what you'll see. Some people see their own path ahead of them. Some people obtain the legacy of their predecessors. These are all unknown." Fang Ping exhaled again. "It's probably some projections of powerhouses. Elder Mu, let's not try our luck here. Let's go." Fang Ping leaped into the air and looked back at Enlightenment Cliff. This small cliff was like an ordinary rock, but it let him see something he had never seen before. Perhaps he could come back to this place again in the future. Fang Ping actually wanted to move away, but when he used his mentality to shift it, it did not move at all. He did not waste any more energy. "It's time to leave." Fang Ping chuckled. His harvest this time was big enough. It was time to go back. As for himself, it was time to cultivate for a few days and prepare to prove his Tao. Chapter 1131. Forbidden Sea. Tengu and the Spring Guardian had been gone for some time. The sky also began to brighten. The third day, April 3rd, outside the cult's headquarters. Some experts also rushed over one after another. Perfected Lord Ming Ting, and the others returned to this place once more. Everyone looked at the void in front of them with gleaming eyes, unwilling to leave. This was the divine sect, a divine sect that had been established for 8,000 years. The celestial arch had awakened and King Kuan had left. Would there still be any treasures left here? Didn't the divine sect have any treasures in the last 8,000 years? Would the celestial arch and the guardian of the spring take everything away? No matter what, they were not willing to miss this opportunity. After the celestial arch left yesterday, everyone waited for an entire night, and they were somewhat impatient. Ming Ting, the celestial arch, has already left. Aren't you going in? At that moment, the Kuan King's incarnation bellowed. Continue waiting? Who knew what was going on inside? If he didn't take the good stuff, who knew who would take it? But it didn't dare to go in alone, for fear that the divine sect might have powerful masters guarding it. The crazy Taoist frowned slightly and didn't know what to do. At this moment, Xiao Chun looked at Wu Kuishan again and asked, Snake Sovereign, where is the sovereign personage? King Kuan said impatiently, Is there a need to ask? Such a big thing happened yesterday, but the human king didn't show up. I'm afraid that he really entered the divine sect. If he's not dead, then he's fighting for treasures inside. Fong Ping did not show up the previous day. Actually, everyone already had some guesses. Hearing this, many people's eyes flickered. Was Fong Ping dead, or was he still inside? The probability of him dying was actually not high. Fong Ping was on good terms with the cat, and that fellow had a glib tongue. It was unlikely that he was killed by the Celestial Emperor. If that was the case, at this time, King Huai said lightly, Fong Ping must be inside the divine church. Perhaps they were still collecting treasures. The divine sect has been established for 8,000 years and has countless treasures. The Celestial Emperor may not be interested in them, but to us, they are all precious treasures. This time it's all Fong Ping's. King Huai also had a knack for drawing hatred to others. Everyone's eyes flickered when they heard this. Was Fong Ping really inside? Is he fighting for the treasure? How many treasures had the divine sect left behind? And Fong Ping had taken them all for himself. Wu Kuishan's expression didn't change, but he was worried in his heart. This was a bit troublesome. Heavenly Hound had left. If Fong Ping was still inside once he came out, it would be really troublesome. It did not matter if the evil sect had left behind any treasures. If Fong Ping had them, then he had them. Other things aside, many people were coveting Fong Ping's divine weapon. Moreover, the evil sect had suffered a heavy blow this time. Fong Ping's previous talk of seizing Heavenly Emperor's Tao together had become an illusion. At this moment, humans had once again become everyone's target. Killing Fong Ping would probably become the main goal of many people, who asked Fong Ping to be domineering and kill many true gods. Who would not fear him now? For various reasons, Fong Ping was everyone's target, regardless of whether he had seized the treasure or not. Wu Kuishan was worried. This was going to be troublesome. They were in big trouble. There were quite a number of Desperation Realm cultivators present. In the Forbidden Sea, Ming Ting, Kuan King, Crab King, in the Catacombs, King Huai, the Right Divine General, the son of the Thousand Demon King, Long Qi, the son of the Heavenly Demon King, Pang Yu, true gods from the realm beyond the sky, and the world beyond the sky had arrived. Would these people just stand by and watch Fong Ping leave the cult headquarters safely? No way. In a short month, Fong Ping had killed so many paragons. They would not let Fong Ping continue unscrupulously. Previously, everyone had common interests. Now, when the blood clouds condensed, who did not know that many evil sect powerhouses had died? Wu Kuishan was worried. At this moment, in the void, there was a sudden surge of energy. Someone shouted in a low voice, "Void passageway! Someone is coming out." The evil sect's passageway had collapsed, but the main passageway was still there. It was just that the average person could not break the collapsed passageway. The person who was coming out now was definitely a true god. Who was coming out? Just as they were on high alert, a familiar figure stepped out from the void. Fong Ping had long returned to his original appearance. At this moment, Fong Ping was wearing military boots and a military uniform. He had shaved his hair short and had one hand in his pocket. He did not seem to fit in with these people. When Fong Ping's martial arts cultivation had reached this point, his figure was really good. His temperament was also extraordinary. The Fong Ping who stepped out, if he did not speak, looked a little similar to Li Jin back then. But very soon, this image of a cold powerhouse was shattered. As soon as he came out and saw the powerhouses around him, Fong Ping was stunned at first. Then he grinned and said, "Everyone is here. Want to go for a drink?" Everyone looked at him coldly. King Huai sneered. "I knew it. This person must have stirred up trouble within the divine sect and caused chaos. If nothing goes wrong, the divine sect's 8,000 years of savings will all be in his hands." Fong Ping chuckled. "Oh, you know this too? King Huai, you really know everything. It's not easy. If I had known, I would have dragged you out earlier." King Huai's expression was ugly. He had a deep understanding of human culture. Naturally, he understood the meaning of these words. Some of the ancient powerhouses, even if they did not understand, could actually hear that Fong Ping was insulting King Huai. But at this time, no one said anything. At this moment, Taoist Ming Ting also said coldly, "Human King, didn't you say to enter the divine sect together? Why did you come here alone, Human King?" "To scout the way. I killed Earth Wisdom. Without anyone to scout the way, of course I had to come earlier." Fong Ping smiled. "Why? Perfected Lord Ming Ting thinks it's inappropriate?" Having said that, Fong Ping smiled again. "Everyone should disperse. Why are you all crowding around? Among the 3 emperors and 9 gods of the evil sect, only Overlord Feng Yun and Perfected Lord Earthly Xing are still alive. Last night, they ran away with their belongings. If anyone wants to cause trouble, go find them." Fong Ping. The next moment, a giant dragon hovered in the air. This was the Myriad Demon King's son. He was also the current lord of the Myriad Demon Royal Court. Long Qi. Hand over the divine sect's treasures. You entered the divine sect alone. The divine sect's powerhouses are all dead or injured. The divine sect's 8,000 years of savings are all in your hands. Do you want to take it all for yourself? Fong Ping was depressed. Looking at the dragon, he smiled. "You are the son of that big long worm. Why do you care if I take it all for myself? Is it yours? Does it have anything to do with you?" Even King Kuan didn't say anything. "Who are you to be arrogant in front of me?" As he said that, Fong Ping sneered. He looked around and said disdainfully, "Don't look at me like that. Whether I took the treasures or not, how much I took, does it have anything to do with you? All of you, if you have the ability, then go and destroy the evil sect and seize the treasures. If you don't, then do a sneak attack and kill a few of your peers. Why are you all staring at me? Am I easy to bully? My saber, not sharp enough." Fong Ping snorted softly and sneered. "The number of emperor ranks and paragons I've killed is more than all of you here combined. Why are you threatening me? Threatening me? Want to kill me? Do you really think I'm a vegetarian?" Fong Ping was so arrogant that he did not know why. There were more than 10 paragons present. There was also a powerhouse like Ming Ting, who was close to an emperor. However, Fong Ping was still arrogant. He did not take these people seriously at all. At this moment, behind the crowd, Ling Xiao and Qing Hua were also there. Seeing Fong Ping's insolence, Ling Xiao could not help but send a voice transmission. "Masters Jr., be careful. Although this guy is a bastard, he will never seek his own death. He's so arrogant. He must have some confidence. Could it be Heavenly Emperor hasn't left yet? At the thought of this, even Ling Xiao, who was also a domineering and fearless person, felt a little nervous. Heavenly Emperor was a true legend. Even her grandmaster, Venerable Moon Spirit, an ancient powerhouse, the daughter of an emperor, the master of the royal house, the combat strength of a heavenly king compared to Heavenly Emperor, who was known as the strongest powerhouse in the three realms. She was still inferior. In these 8,000 years, Heavenly Hound was invincible. Even if Heavenly Hound had fallen for 3,000 years, in these 3,000 years, there was no second person who was known as an invincible powerhouse. Speaking of Heavenly Hound, Qing Hua's expression changed slightly. Yesterday, after she left this place, she did look for Saint Yue, but unfortunately, she could not find her. With the ancient saint around, she more or less had some confidence. However, Saint Yue went to chase after the cat tree. If Heavenly Emperor appeared at this time, she would really have no confidence. On the other side, Jiang Kuei's current aura was also extremely powerful. Although he had not achieved Dao, he was also a step away from being a paragon. He was really about to step into it. They were already top-notch rank 9s in the past. After a few battles, even if they did not achieve a breakthrough, they were almost there. Looking at Fang Ping, Jiang Kuei looked at his uncle beside him and sent a voice transmission. "Uncle, Fang Ping has a glib tongue. If he really can't win, I'm afraid he would have roped in all parties and formed alliances. Now, he is deliberately provoking all parties. Uncle, be careful." Jiangsu's expression was solemn. He dared not underestimate Fang Ping. This was an existence who had killed many true gods before. At this point, whoever still underestimated Fang Ping would really be courting death. But the divine sect's 8,000 years of accumulation, who knew what treasures Fang Ping had obtained? Even he was a little tempted. Right now, there were powerhouses everywhere. Some were paragon, some were not. However, even if they were not paragon, they were still top-notch rank 9s. These people also participated in this to break through the realm. At this point, if they did not directly participate in the battles between some true gods, they would not die so easily. On the contrary, maybe when the opportunity came, they would directly achieve Dao. East, a cow and a dog, two demonic beasts, gathered together. Li Wuji looked at the Jiao, who had changed a lot. Until now, he was still a little dazed. "Where's your golden horn? That was your most powerful weapon. Is it gone just like that? Your golden armor, that's for defense. How did it become fur? Where are the leopard patterns on your body? Why are they also gone? What's the point of pretending to be Tengu?" The Jiao did not care about its eyes. Right now, it stared at Fang Ping and said carefully, "Stupid cow, do you think Chef, Human King, will get something good? The people from the evil sect must have been killed by my ancestor. Shouldn't that treasure belong to me?" Li Wuji looked at it like it was an idiot. "Are you crazy? You want to snatch Fang Ping's things? Everyone in the three realms knows that Fang Ping will seek revenge for the smallest grievance. Previously, they even suspected that he was the reincarnation of the Celestial Emperor. He is more like the Celestial Emperor than you are. Aren't you afraid that he will kill you?" The Jiao was a little unhappy with its stare. It said angrily, "That is something left by my ancestor. Is it wrong for me, a descendant, to take it? What's the use of saying all this to me? Just do it." The Jiao was speechless. Do I dare? After Chef became stronger, he felt more sinister and cunning than before. Many true gods had died in his hands. How would it dare to find trouble? But that was its ancestor. The ancestor only left a set of cultivation methods for it. There was nothing else. The Jiao was also jealous. Fang Ping must have gained a lot. Otherwise, he would not have stayed until now. Yesterday, when the ancestor had just left, he ran away. It knew Fong Ping too well. If Fong Ping did not gain anything, there was no need to. He would have taken the opportunity to run away yesterday. Everyone was discussing. Some Fong Ping knew, some he did not. Some people from the overseas Immortal Islands came too. Luo Yu was beside a powerhouse with a dazzling body. He seemed to be talking telepathically. Yu Wuhua was beside a middle-aged woman, talking too. There were many powerhouses. No matter how strong Fong Ping was, he would not be a match for so many true gods. But now, everyone was a little afraid. Fong Ping looked around. After a while, he smiled. "What's wrong? You're not talking, and you're not doing anything. Are you trying to stare me to death?" Fong Ping, the White King, wanted to speak, but Fong Ping said lazily, "True Lord Earth Dog, White King, you have so many identities, so many aliases. Don't deny it. I don't have time to listen to your excuses. The weakest 72 Lord Gods are not worthy of my attention. It's your identity as a slave of the 4 families that I really admire." The White King's expression changed slightly. He said coldly, "Fong Ping, death is at hand, and you still dare to? Shut up." Fong Ping shouted coldly, his eyes cold. "If you keep talking nonsense, you'll be the first to be killed today. Do you really think you can live forever because you're strong? It's just that other than being a little disgusting, you're not much of a threat." The White King's expression changed. He was a little angry, but when he saw Fong Ping's cold eyes, he was a little frightened. This guy seemed to have become stronger. Damn it! How did this guy cultivate? They had not seen each other for a few days. Why did he feel that he was stronger than when he killed Di Hui last time? Fong Ping sneered. The others' eyes also changed. True Lord Earth Dog, they all admired the White King's identity. This guy really knew how to mix around. At this moment, in the crowd, someone chuckled and said, "Why are you angry, King? We are just anxious to know some of the situation in the divine sect. Yesterday, His Excellency Celestial Emperor appeared. At this moment, the 3 realms are in turmoil. Since King came from the divine sect, you must know some of the situation. Why don't you tell us a thing or two?" Fong Ping said, lightly, "What do you want to know? Didn't I say it already? The evil sect is almost dead. Fong Yun and Dixing have run away, Celestial Emperor, and the Spring Guardian have also left. They're preparing to go to the Celestial Cemetery. Don't worry, I don't have any backers. I, Fong Ping, don't rely on others. I can rely on myself. Those powerhouses in the Celestial Cemetery have come out and are qualified to threaten me. You guys forget it. I take my benefits with my own ability, not to mention that I don't have the real good stuff. Even if I do, what can you do? If you want to be my enemy, come forward. If you don't mean to be my enemy, step aside now. Otherwise, when we fight later, if you accidentally hurt or kill someone, there'll be no one to reason with. I'm a person who takes action. I don't care about the consequences." As soon as these words came out, someone's expression changed. Was he ready to fight? Fong Ping remained cold. He was indeed not afraid. There was no one behind me, but there was a tree. Heavenly Wood's body was too big. He was now expanding the passageway. He wanted to come out, but had not come out yet. This was a saint-level powerhouse. He came out. Since these people surrounded him, then they would surround and kill Heavenly Wood. It would be fine if he killed them all. He was worried that Heavenly Wood would not work. But a group of people surrounded and killed Heavenly Wood. Was this Saint Heavenly Wood a vegetarian? No, this blockhead seemed to be a vegetarian. No, he did not even eat vegetables. That was good. He would take the opportunity to get rid of those guys. Next, he was going into closed-door cultivation. He did not have the mood to continue entangling with these guys. His main battlefield was not here. It was the fake celestial cemetery now. It was those awakened powerhouses. It was the real celestial cemetery. Even the future 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Fang Ping was not too afraid of these people one-on-one, even if he were to face Ming Ting. Ming Ting was a near emperor. However, that meant that his vitality limit was less than 2 million calories. An outburst would be slightly lower. How strong could this guy's outburst be? 1,500,000 calories. Perhaps it was a fatal threat to Fang Ping. However, if they really fought, Fang Ping still had the saint token. Did this guy have a holy weapon? Fang Ping had the god-slaying saber. Could he? Fang Ping had a 9th level golden body. His defense was actually stronger than his own limit. Could he really find an opportunity to kill Fang Ping? That was hard to say. If they were entangled, Fang Ping might not be able to do anything to him. However, it would be difficult for Ming Ting to kill Fang Ping. At this moment, Fang Ping was really full of himself. He even had the intention to try fighting with powerhouses. He, who had broken 4, should be considered the top among these people. He was not afraid of these people. The scene was quiet again. Some people looked at Fang Ping. Some looked at the true gods around them. Some did not say a word. No one knew what they were thinking. After a long time, King Kuan said, "Fang Ping, hand over the treasures you got from the divine sect. The divine sect is in misery. Misery is the Sea Guardian's territory, so it's yours." Fang Ping sneered. "Don't give me that. I almost ate your fish head. Do you want me to kill you completely this time and eat an all-fish feast?" King Kuan's expression changed slightly. Cat. It was quite fearful of that cat. Now it remembered. For a moment, its expression was ugly, but it dared not say another word. It had almost forgotten that Fang Ping still had Cat behind him. The others thought that Cat had left, but it knew that Cat was still around. "I'm going back. A good dog doesn't block the way. I'll say it one last time. Those who don't want to get involved, those who are willing to maintain temporary peace with humans, get out of the way now. Otherwise, I'll treat you like an enemy later." Some people's expressions changed. Some were furious. Fang Ping was very insolent. However, some people pondered for a moment and chose to give up. The next moment, Ling Xiao said coldly, "Fang Ping, don't be so stinky. No one owes you anything. If it was back then, what about back then?" Fang Ping laughed. "You could kill me back then." Ling Xiao, cut the crap. Those heads that Mount Wangu owes me, are you going to admit it or not? If you admit it, then we'll do something big together this time. Those who deserve to be killed will be killed. Those who deserve to be killed will be killed. Don't play dumb with me all the time." Fang Ping laughed. His expression turned cold. "I hate fence-sitters. I can't stand sand in my eyes. When I meet an opponent on the battlefield, I'll get rid of those fence-sitters first before I kill the enemy. I've always thought that these people are more hateful than the enemy. If you don't want to take part, then leave. If not, just say that you want to kill me and take my treasure. Be straightforward. You've lived for so long. Can't you see through this?" Ling Xiao was furious. He gritted his teeth and said, "Fang Ping, with this attitude of yours, the 3 realms will become the enemy of humans sooner or later. Isn't it now?" Fang Ping said indifferently, "If that's the case, then it's even better. Otherwise, I still have to judge whether you're an enemy or not, whether I should kill you or not, or whether I should be careful of you stabbing me in the back." As he said that, Fang Ping became impatient. He shouted coldly, "If you don't want to fight, then leave. If you want to make a move, then do it now." "What are you talking about?" In the distance, Wu Quishan looked gloomy. "What are you doing? Do you have to offend everyone?" Why do you care about these fence sitters? At least at this time, it was still necessary to rope these people in. Now it's great. Maybe these people will join forces. Arrogant. In the sky, a golden rock snorted coldly. This was the son of the heavenly demon king. Arrogant. Did Fong Ping really think that he was invincible in the three realms? Arrogant? Even if your father came, he wouldn't dare to say that. At this moment, Fong Ping struck first. With one step, he broke through space and appeared in the sky above him in the blink of an eye. He held a big golden seal in his hand and smashed it down. Peng Yu let out a cold roar. His sharp claws gleamed coldly as he clawed at Fong Ping. He was also a true god and a demon. His strength was not weak. If Fong Ping wanted to use him to establish his might in front of so many people, he was underestimating him too much. The others were tempted, but did not make a move. They also wanted to measure Fong Ping's capabilities. They also wanted to see the current strength of this king of the heavenly demon king court. You think you're worthy of competing with me in terms of physique? At this moment, Fong Ping held the seal in his left hand. His right hand suddenly stretched out and grabbed Peng Yu's sharp claws. Under everyone's somewhat shocked gazes, Fong Ping grabbed the sharp claws. The moment the claws collided, sparks flew everywhere. Peng Yu's claws were very big. Fong Ping's palm was very small. At this moment, Fong Ping only grabbed the tip of one of the claws. On the tip of the finger, the claws glimmered coldly. This was also Peng Yu's weapon. However, at this moment, Fong Ping grabbed it. With a sneer and a low roar, he broke it backward. Bang! An explosive sound was heard. Under Peng Yu's horrified gaze, Fong Ping directly used his own palm to break the other party's sharp claws. At the same time, the big golden seal slammed down. Crack! The void was shattered. Piercing through the void, the big seal hit Peng Yu's head instantly. Under everyone's incredulous gazes, this seal smashed down. Peng Yu's powerful golden body exploded immediately. The giant bird had disappeared in the blink of an eye. Level 4. Be careful! Everyone exclaimed. Broken level 4. Not only that, someone recognized the Saint Token and exclaimed, Saint Token, holy weapon! A broken level 4 powerhouse wielding a holy weapon with a high degree of compatibility might not lose to an emperor. Of course, there were strong and weak broken levels. 1, 2 million calories to 2. For million calories belonged to the broken level 4 range. Fong Ping should have just entered, but at this moment, it was still shocking. Amidst everyone's exclamations, Peng Yu was also extremely decisive. In the next moment, most of his golden body self-destructed, leaving only a pair of wings, breaking through the air and escaping. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 meters away, Peng Yu returned to his golden body. A hint of fear flashed in his giant bird eyes. Broken level 4. Holy weapon! If not for the fact that there were many people here, Fong Ping would not dare to rush to kill it. If it encountered Fong Ping alone, it might really be killed. Trash! Fong Ping snorted coldly, his face full of disdain. Once again, he looked at the crowd, full of provocation. Dare to come? Dare to fight? Broken level 4 was not invincible, but he was that arrogant. First determine the enemy and friend. When Heavenly Wood came out later, he would kill as many as he could. Broken level 4. At this moment, the others were also shocked. Even now, they had not recovered. Broken level 4 had strong and weak broken level 4, but as long as they could break level 4, they were powerhouses. 1, 2 million calories outburst. Under normal circumstances, the limit of powerhouses who could erupt with such lethality was around 1, 4 million. weak paragons, walking up to 6,000 meters. Under normal circumstances, the basic vitality was only 250,000 calories. 1. 5 times increase, vitality 625,000 calories, plus combat techniques increase. Weapon increase calculating, they might not even reach 700,000 calories, which was 4 million calories for rank 9. Although there were not many weak paragons, it did not mean that there were none. Those who were slightly stronger would also need to walk up to 4 to 5,000 meters before they had the ability to break level 4. Among these paragons present, how many could break level 4? Everyone's eyes flickered, amazed. Fang Ping was so powerful. This was too fast, especially Luo Yu, Yu Wuhua, and the others. They even participated in the rank 9 battle with Fang Ping a month ago. Yu Wuhua and the others even witnessed Fang Ping breaking rank 9 with their own eyes. But now, Fang Ping had become a powerhouse among true gods, and they had not even become true gods. Comparing oneself to others could really anger one to death. In the air, Fang Ping laughed. His laugh was arrogant. His laugh was playful. A bunch of old antiques. Do you really think that you have the final say in this 3 realms? The humans are the general trend. Until now, you still can't see the situation clearly and insist on being enemies with the humans. Do you really think you can win? Fang Ping shouted coldly. That's just a pipe dream. Powerhouses like Celestial Emperor, the Spring Guardian, all know that humans are the main characters and are on good terms with humans. Even an ancient creature like the old cat knows to be on the side of humans. What about you guys? You've lived in a dog's stomach at this age. On the evil sex side, Fengyun and Dixing have also forsaken darkness for light, choosing to be on good terms with humans, beheading Thunder and Flaming Ji as proof of allegiance. What about you guys? Can't see the situation clearly, can't see the general trend. People like you don't need to wait for the general trend to come. You might die the next moment. Fang Ping was domineering and also insolent. Humans were the general trend. This was what he wanted to say. The moment Heavenly Wood appeared, he believed that many people would be swayed. Was it really right to be enemies with humans? There was some commotion in the crowd. General trend. Main character. Humans. Was it really the right choice to exterminate the human powerhouses? Far away, Li Wuqi and Jiao looked at each other and sighed. It started again. It was the same trick every time. First establish power, then bluff. In the end, those who were tricked were either killed or became his hired thugs. This fellow never changed his routine, and the 2 demons suffered greatly from it. P.S. 7,000 chapters, no more. There are only 2 chapters today. Sorry. Chapter 1132. Fang Ping is cunning. Everyone, don't trust him. Just as Fang Ping was guiding everyone, Peng Yu, who had just recovered, let out an angry roar, his voice sharp. You are courting death. Fang Ping tore through the void again, appearing instantly. This time, Peng Yu didn't dare to clash head-on. His wings tore through the void, and he disappeared in the blink of an eye. The catacombs powerhouses are not part of the scope of cooperation. Fang Ping added suddenly, saying coldly, the catacombs and us humans will fight to the death. There was no room for cooperation. The same goes for King Hua and the others. King Wu might be willing to cooperate, but that doesn't mean I, Fang Ping, am willing. Everyone's expressions changed slightly. What did he mean by that? Before they could say anything, Peng Yu suddenly let out a miserable shriek. At this moment, large amounts of Genesis chi scattered from his body, and miserable shrieks rang out endlessly. Fang Ping's speed was extremely fast. At this moment, he tore through the void and appeared behind it. He grabbed one of its wings and tore it apart with a snap. Peng Yu let out a shrill, angry roar. Fong Ping was just about to continue when a gigantic dragon tail whipped through the air. On the other side, King Huai, the Right Divine General, several catacombs powerhouses also attacked one after another. However, it was only to stop Fong Ping. Once Peng Yu was out of danger, the blood on his back surged wildly as he retreated to the side of the crowd. These people all had dignified expressions, but they no longer attacked. They all gathered together. Peng Yu's wings did not have time to recover in time. Its huge bird eyes glared at Fong Ping venomously. While it hated him, it was also extremely fearful. Fong Ping had slashed at its Tao. At this moment, if no one came to help, it would be dead for sure. There were many who had broken through to the 4th rank, but to say that those who had broken through to the 4th rank could kill, it would be underestimating it. However, Fong Ping was different from others. This guy had too many tricks up his sleeve. Everyone was shocked to see him use a broken divine artifact to such an extent. Fong Ping did not attack anymore. He kept the gigantic golden wing in his storage space and smiled faintly. Cut off the remaining half of the wing and send it to me yourself. Otherwise, I promise I'll find a chance to assassinate you in the near future. Peng Yu was about to explode from anger. There was actually someone who was so arrogant to this extent. What was Fong Ping saying? He told it to cut off its wings and give it to him, or else it would assassinate him. The corners of Fong Ping's mouth curled up slightly, his smile unbridled. What do you think? At this moment, Fong Ping had completely restrained his aura. The space fluctuated slightly. Fong Ping was faintly discernible in the space rift. What's wrong with assassinating you? You're not convinced? You don't believe me? I can give it a try. As long as I'm not killed, anyone who dares to speak rudely to me or make a move on me can forget about living. If you have the ability, kill me now. If you don't, I'll make you live in fear every day. Everyone's faces were livid. Assassination. At their level, assassination was almost a joke. Unless someone was much stronger than them, if he really wanted to completely hide from their senses, then he had to be at least 2 levels higher than them. To hide it from a true god, one had to at least be a saint. If he wanted to hide it from an overlord, he would have to be a heavenly king. If he really had that kind of strength, why would he need to assassinate them? But Fong Ping, this guy was really dangerous. At this moment, not far away, Wu Kuei's head exploded. What was Fong Ping doing? Wasn't he deliberately luring people to attack him? If it wasn't a bait, then there must be something wrong with his head. Wu Kuei-shan felt that Fong Ping would not be stupid enough to provoke everyone at this time. If that was the case, he had the confidence. He wanted to catch all those who were hostile to him in one fell swoop. Heavenly Dog didn't leave. This thought emerged in Wu Kuei-shan's mind. The others' eyes were also flickering at this moment. If Fong Ping was not so arrogant, everyone might really attack him. But the more arrogant he was, the more afraid they were. Fong Ping's every word and action was provoking them, forcing them to attack him. Fong Ping did not care what they thought. He called out again, "Big Bird, I want that wing of yours." That long worm said dragon liver and phoenix marrow. "Give me your liver yourself." "King Kuan, you've got guts. Aren't you afraid of being killed by King True Kuan? I also want one of your fish heads." "Crab King, take off your 2 big pincers." "That guy, is his original form an octopus? Cut a few tentacles for me. I want to have a taste." At this moment, Fong Ping was really arrogant. Those who did not know would think that he had become a heavenly king. Under the gaze of many true gods, Fong Ping pointed one by one. There were demons from the catacombs and demons from the sea. When he pointed at one, he asked the other party to cut something and send it over. Finally, Fong Ping looked at the right god general and said calmly, Ask that old thing Tianyu to send me a few fruits. Don't force me to take them myself. The right god general's expression was gloomy. He said coldly, Fong Ping, take them yourself if you can. I don't want to make another trip. I'm afraid of trouble. Fong Ping said scornfully, I just entered rank 8 and went there once. Your so-called imperial city was almost completely destroyed. Now that I'm emperor level, are you sure you want me to take them myself? Furchuan, aren't you afraid that Li Zhu will come back and see a second evil sect? The right god general's expression changed slightly. There was really some change. Those who spoke harshly to Fong Ping usually did not have a good ending. When he was rank 8, he went to the imperial city. That time, in the end, he almost asked the true king to come back and kill everyone in the imperial city. Now, Fong Ping had broken 4. If he went again, Fong Ping laughed mockingly. Although he was not the strongest here, he was so arrogant that even Ming Ting was not as good as him. Just a bunch of shrimps. Headquarters target is not you guys. It's that group of old fellows who are older than you guys. Don't force me. If you push me too far, it won't end well for you guys. Fong Ping said lightly, back then, when suppressing Heavenly King and the others were here, we agreed that the paragons would not come out. Now, I don't have too much time to mess around with you guys. Those who want to die, tell me your name. Those who don't want to die, know your place. From today onwards, it's the same old rule. The paragons will not come out. Those who want to break the rule, ask me first if I agree. If you're not afraid of death, you can try. I'm thinking of a few human paragons now. After some time, we'll kill our way into the sky cemetery and kill the people behind you. You're not even worthy of my attention. At this point, I have nothing else to say. I'll ask one last time. Do you want to attack the headquarters now? The scene was still silent. Fong Ping looked impatient. At this moment, true Lord Ming Ting, who had been silent all this while, said coldly, if that's the case, the so-called joining forces to eradicate the divine sect and snatch their treasures was all a lie? Fong Ping laughed. Did I lie? Doesn't the evil sect have the celestial emperor golden body? Isn't the celestial emperor still alive? The evil sect has 3 emperors and 10 lord gods. I also seized the saint token from the evil sect. Did I lie? I killed the earth wisdom. You guys asked me to find a way to find the evil sect's headquarters. Didn't I find it? But who knew that the evil sect is so weak? I easily overturned it. Don't tell me you want me to share the spoils with you now. Ming Ting, you're also a veteran paragon. You need to be so childish? King Huai, who was not far away, twitched a little. The evil sect is so weak. Easily overturned it. These words were really harsh. True Lord Ming Ting exhaled softly. He was not that childish. He did not expect the divine sect to be overturned just like that. Of course, in his opinion, this matter must be related to the revival of the celestial emperor. But the divine sect was too useless. There were so many powerhouses. How long had it been since Fong Ping had snuck in? He had actually revived the celestial emperor. Needless to say, everyone guessed that the revival of the celestial emperor was definitely related to Fong Ping. Otherwise, they would be underestimating King Kuan too much. King Human, you're right. Ming Ting regained his composure and was no longer as crazy as before. However, his eyes were a little red. But my time is coming. I can't care so much now. King Human can threaten others, but he can't threaten me. Be it assassination or killing openly, I don't care. I'll die sooner or later. Weapons, even divine weapons, I don't care. I just want to know if the divine sect has any treasures that can extend one's lifespan or items that can help one achieve great emperor. He did not care about Fong Ping's threat. At his level, He had long disregarded everything in order to survive. Divine court had existed for 8,000 years. He did not believe that there were no treasures that could extend one's lifespan. Did Fong Ping have them? True Lord Ming Ting's aura was revealed. Clearly, he had made up his mind. No matter what Fong Ping said, he did not care anymore. Right now, Fong Ping was very likely to be his only hope. As he moved, the other true gods also became restless. With someone taking the lead, things would be easier. Are you sure you can extend your lifespan and prove your Tao by attacking me? Fong Ping pondered. Snatching treasures is not a good choice. I'll give you a chance. Help me kill a few people, and I might be able to help you prove your Tao. Are you serious? True Lord Ming Ting's eyes shone brightly. Killing someone to snatch their treasures was not a 100% success rate. After killing a powerhouse, the other party would destroy everything before his death. That was what a normal martial powerhouse would do. Unless they were ambushed, it was difficult for any treasures to be left behind. However, if Fong Ping could really do it, don't believe him. King Huai and the others hollered. Ming Ting was the strongest powerhouse here. If even he fell into the trap, they would be in deep trouble. Fong Ping sneered. These guys want to stop you. Ming Ting, are you going to listen to them or me? Shut up. True Lord Ming Ting's eyes were bloodshot as he glared at them, looking as though he would attack immediately if they dared to speak again. This caused their expressions to change. Fong Ping laughed. You're also a veteran paragon who has lived for almost 10,000 years. Have you heard of the origin realm? The moment he said that, someone exclaimed. It was none other than Qing Hua. True Lord Ming Ting furrowed his brows slightly. He seemed to have heard of the origin realm. However, someone could not understand. The origin realm. Wasn't that the meaning of rank? 9? Qinghua looked at Fong Ping and understood very quickly. Since the Spring Guardian had come out, it was not surprising that his origin realm had appeared. King Huai's expression changed. Very quickly, he bellowed. The origin realm will cause endless trouble. Boom! True Lord Ming Ting broke through the void instantly. He threw a punch with an incomparably powerful aura. King Huai could not dodge in time and also struck out with his palm. However, his palm was shattered by the punch. The right divine general and the others attacked one after another. However, true Lord Ming Ting had already stopped. He looked at them coldly. I don't need you to remind me. At this moment, he looked at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. I know the origin realm. In the past, the Spring Guardian in the Three Realms had also sent people to the origin realm to try. However, most of them were fake. Fong Ping smiled. That was in the past. Didn't I say it before? King Kuan killed many powerhouses. Not all of them were shattered. Buzz. The void trembled. True Lord Ming Ting's eyes pierced through the void and looked at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. Trouble? That was nothing. He was about to die. Why would he care about trouble in the future? He had heard of the origin realm. Back then, when the Spring Guardian made it like this, he even wanted to trick people into replacing the fake Tao. Of course, no one was that stupid. However, listening to what Fong Ping said now, King Kuan had helped the Spring Guardian improve a little and could be replaced. He could become an emperor. If he became an emperor, then he could live for a while longer. 1,000 or 2,000 years, that would be good too. In order to survive, Ming Ting did not care so much. Almost without any consideration, he laughed somewhat crazily. All right, tell me, who do you want to kill? As long as I can live. So what if I become your saber? How satisfying. Fong Ping also laughed heartily. This was the performance of a person who was about to die. In order to live, there was nothing he would not dare to do. Fong Ping smiled brightly. His smile was sinister. This was a true near-emperor powerhouse. He was also the current #1. I'm not in a hurry to kill anyone. I'll take it slow. Fong Ping laughed. He looked at King Huai, at Furchuan, and at the catacombs and grandmasters, true gods. After a while, he said slowly, I said earlier that the absolute peak will not participate. Does anyone have any objections? As he spoke, Fong Ping secretly transmitted his voice to Ming Ting. That Chang Rongtian, true god, find a chance to kill him later. I said to attack, then go all out and kill him together. That Pingyu Heaven true god, second target. Ming Ting did not speak. His mentality could not be concealed. Once he transmitted his voice, it would be discovered very quickly. However, he did not speak, which meant that he listened. It was just a little strange. Why did Fong Ping not choose the people from the catacombs? Of course, Fong Ping had his own plans. In the catacombs, the threat was actually on the surface. He was actually not afraid of the obvious threat. Instead, he was worried about those grandmasters who had a passageway connected to Earth. Once these people went crazy and broke into Earth, that would be the real threat. 3 great domains had been wiped out. Purple Cap Mountain and Kwokang Mountain were also destroyed. Wanwu Mountain, Weiyu Mountain, and Mystic Virtue Realm were now working with humans. Although Fong Ping was not at ease, he would not attack them at this time. They were considered half an ally. On the other hand, he had yet to destroy the realm beyond heavens. Heavenly Emperor Pingyu, Chang Rongtian, these fellows had attacked human powerhouses before. Their own strength was also strong. If he did not destroy them, who else would he destroy? Among the 4 Brahmas, Yulongtian and Dragon Transformation Sky. Dragon Transformation Sky was on good terms with humans. Yulongtian had always been low-key after killing the other 2 grandmasters. Even if the other grandmasters mourned, they dared not come out at this time. There are more and more resurrected powerhouses. It's time for me to clean up these small fries, lest they cause trouble for me at the crucial moment. Fong Ping thought in his heart, still wearing a smile on his face. Old Wu. At this time, Fong Ping also transmitted his voice to Wu Quishan. Wu Quishan was also calm and collected, but he felt a little emotional. Fong Ping's actions now were getting bigger and bigger. He wanted to destroy a few major forces at the drop of a hat. Zhang Tao and the rest had not left for long, and the forces in the 3 realms had already decreased a lot. The 3 major realms were gone, the evil sects were gone, and now he had destroyed 2 grandmasters. Among the 33 immortal islands overseas, there were now a few immortal islands missing. Everyone, I'm talking to you now. If you don't take a stand and block the way, then don't blame me, Fong Ping. Fong Ping had not finished speaking. Everyone was still waiting for him to continue. In the next moment, King Huai and the rest retreated one after another. King Huai almost scolded him for being shameless. This guy was too hateful, sneaking up on him again. Unexpectedly, before he could scold him, there was a roar from the other side. This true god Chang Rong, who was so low-key that it almost seemed like he did not exist, came this time only to see if there was a chance. He did not even plan to make a move. Usually, he hid in Chang Rong's sky and did not come out. Unexpectedly, Fong Ping was still hostile to King Huai and the rest, as well as the overseas demon clan. Unexpectedly, at this moment, he actually attacked him. Not only Fong Ping, at this moment, true Lord Ming Ting's speed was even faster. Ming Ting was a near emperor. Fong Ping was a broken 4. As for this person, although he had lived for a long time, he had been asleep for countless years. It had not been long since he had awakened. Right now, his vitality had only just broken through 1,000,000 cal. Many of the old-timers had lived for a very long time, but the injuries they had sustained in the Great War were something that they had never fully recovered from. Some people lived for a long time, but their true age wasn't that great, always sleeping. Now that he had been ambushed by two people, and Wu Quishan was still charging at him from behind, how could he have the ability to resist? "Save me!" The man roared angrily. The faces of King Huai and the others also changed. Now that things had come to this, there were not many who dared to go against Fong Ping and the others. If they still did not make a move and a few more died, the three realms would really be dominated by the human world. But it was too late. Fong Ping slashed his great Dao first. The Saint Order came crashing down at the same time. When his great Dao was slashed, even if the other party was somewhat prepared, his chi stagnated at this moment. True Lord Mingting was also extremely ruthless. In an instant, he got close to the other party. At the moment when the other party was stagnated, he smashed the other party's head with a punch. His fist broke through the void, and at the same time, he kicked out, crushing half of his opponent's body. At this time, Fong Ping's Saint Order smashed down. Rumble! A true god powerhouse's golden body was almost smashed into pieces in the blink of an eye. At this time, the attacks of King Huai and the others arrived. Fong Ping put away the Saint Order, sneered, and smashed it with a seal. Bang! The void exploded. On the other side, true Lord Mingting was almost wearing a hideous smile. He grabbed the void with one hand, grabbing an illusion in his hand, pulling with both hands. With a roar, the illusion was torn apart directly. At the same time, Wu Quishan arrived, sweeping his sword in all directions. Sky-crushing sword. Before he came, he was afraid that something would happen, so he borrowed the sky-crushing sword from Old Man Li, divine weapon. With this sword sweeping down, true God Changrong had no chance of survival. One by one, his mentality fragments were completely crushed. When three true gods fought against true gods of the same rank, they had a 100% chance of winning. The probability of killing the opponent was very high. Moreover, this person was far inferior to Fong Ping and Ming Ting. Being ambushed, how could he not die? Rumble! In the sky, a great path collapsed and blood clouds appeared. Dead. Another true god had fallen. Everyone, are we really going to wait for them to defeat us one by one? Furchuan roared. Were they still going to watch the show? Were they still going to wait? If they waited any longer, Fong Ping and the rest might defeat them one by one and kill them one by one. Fong Ping, enough. At this moment, many true gods were at daggers drawn. Everyone was in danger. It was really enough. How many true gods had died? If they continued killing like this, who would not be afraid? The true gods of beyond heaven stood up. The true gods of the overseas immortal islands stood up. The overseas demons stood up. They would never allow Fong Ping and the rest to kill anymore. Fong Ping laughed heartily, taking a few steps back. He laughed and said, "Everyone, don't be rash. I have no intention of becoming your enemy. Be **starred. Long Chi's true form appeared. A giant dragon hovered in the void. He said, angrily, "You're the real devil, the devil. You're even more savage than the demons." "Thank you for the compliment." Fong Ping smiled. Looking at the powerhouses surrounding him, he said with a smile, "Everyone, are you going to make your stand?" "Fong Ping, you killed true gods. Chang Rongtian has already withdrawn from the Battle of Great Path. True Lord Changming is only here to watch. You killed people at every turn. Someone berated his eyes cold. It was Ping Yu Tian's true god. At this moment, he was also on tenterhooks, terrified and uneasy. He did not expect that Fong Ping would actually attack someone from Chang Rongtian. He was too unscrupulous. So what if I killed him? So what? At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly laughed heartily and shouted, "The headquarters wants to kill you today. Let's see who dares to stop us." "Arrogant! Kill him!" His arrogant words angered everyone. They did not hesitate to kill him. Ming Ting frowned slightly. "You still want to kill him at this time? This is even crazier than me." However, Fong Ping did not care. He attacked as soon as he said he would, charging toward True God Ping Yu instantly. He did not care about the attacks coming from all directions. His gaze was extremely cold. "If I want to kill you, you can't escape. Attack together." Fong Ping roared again. True Lord Ming Ting and Wu Quishan gritted their teeth and charged toward each other instantly. Just as the others were about to attack Fong Ping, a soft sigh resounded through the void. "Everyone, please calm down." The void seemed to have frozen. At this moment, in the void, crystal-clear branches emerged from the darkness. King Huai, Gu Chuan, Long Qi, these people attacked at the same time. Even an emperor level would have to avoid their attacks. Close to 10 true gods. But their opponent was a saint-level expert. In the void, an incomparably huge tree appeared almost out of thin air. "Heavenly wood!" Qinghua exclaimed. "Heavenly wood!" Ming Ting was also stunned. Some of the old antiques, who had survived from the Heavenly Realm era, exclaimed. That was Heavenly Wood, the first ancient tree. It had become a demon. Saint. At the same time, there seemed to be someone in the dark far away. Someone exclaimed softly. A saint had appeared. Fong Ping did not care how shocked they were. As True God Ping Yu was scared out of his wits and fleeing, Fong Ping laughed loudly. His consciousness entered the source world and broke through the other party's great Tao of origin instantly. The god-slaying saber's strongest point was not to kill enemies head-on, but to break through his great Tao's system ability. It was a perfect match. If the god-slaying saber was given to others, even if it could break through great Tao, under normal circumstances, it would not be able to break through the other party's great Tao unless they were same-rank powerhouses fighting in the source world. But that also needed time. Unlike Fong Ping, breaking through these people's great Tao only cost him some wealth. With the god-slaying saber in his hand, it was an absolute treasure to kill the other party. In the source world, Fong Ping's saber slashed down. The great Tao roared. The other party's escape speed slowed down. At this moment, the other party was not far away from Qinghua and Ling Xiao. This ancient true god looked at the two of them, revealing a pleading gaze. Save him. He did not expect a saint to appear. Qinghua's expression changed slightly. Ling Xiao looked at Fong Ping, who was chasing behind with a ferocious expression. Her expression changed slightly, and she quickly took a few steps back. Qinghua saw this and could only retreat. She wanted to say something, but hesitated. She knew this person. They had met in the past, and their relationship was not bad. But now, the other party was being attacked in front of them. Seeing that he was in danger of dying, they did not dare to rescue him. Qinghua's emotions were complicated. She quickly sent a voice transmission to Ling Xiao. Heavenly Wood has become a demon. I'll contact Saint Yue immediately. Otherwise, the 3 realms will really be ruled by humans. Ling Xiao nodded solemnly. Cooperation was cooperation, but no one wanted to become someone else's vassal. Not only did Fong Ping rope in Ming Ting, who had strength close to that of an emperor, but he was also hiding a saint-level powerhouse. This was too terrifying. They could not help but think too much. At this moment, Ming Ting was also glad. Besides rejoicing, he was also extremely ruthless. Wu Quishan was so excited that he was almost trembling. Fong Ping, he actually had a backer. This brat, how could he dig out powerhouses wherever he went? The three of them gathered again and joined forces. It was almost the same as true God Chongrong, under the situation where the others were blocked by heavenly wood who could come to his rescue. Ling Xiao and the others were all feeling complicated now. They would not come to his rescue. No, don't kill me. Ping Yuqian, this true God, screamed shrilly. At this moment, in the distance, someone shouted in the void, "Stop!" His aura was very strong, but Fong Ping did not care. His expression was cold and stern. With a seal, he smashed the other party into pieces. Ming Ting and Wu Quishan followed up, instantly smashing the other party's mentality into pieces. Rumble! The great Tao collapsed again. Fong Ping saw that the blood clouds were thick and heavy. Only then did he stop. His expression was indifferent as he looked into the distance. Who was stopping him? He had killed two true gods to intimidate everyone. Someone actually interfered at this time. P.S. This chapter and the book reviews will only resume on the 6th. Without the chapter, it will be hard to write later. Who can provide me with the follow-up plot? Chapter 1133. Bastard. In the distance, an angry roar was heard. The newcomer did not expect that someone would still dare to make a move when he stopped them. At this moment, a giant hand that could prop up the sky came crashing down on Fong Ping. Get lost! Fong Ping roared and smashed the seal. Whoever attacked him, no matter who, no matter their identity or strength, was an enemy. Wu Quishan also roared. His sword broke through the void and slashed toward the giant hand. The others dodged, slightly surprised. Who would dare to attack Fong Ping at this time? A saint powerhouse had appeared. At this time, the old man that Skywood had transformed into appeared and also slapped his palm. Heaven and earth were pitch black. Only two giant hands could be seen intertwining. Boom! Skywood took a step back. In the distance, the void exploded and a golden giant appeared. Skywood frowned slightly. He did not seem familiar. Instead, Ming Ting's expression changed. He said in a low voice, "Tiangui Saint." As soon as he said that, Skywood remembered and said lightly, "Tian Gui of the 36 Saints." It was very calm, not too shocking. There were many powerhouses in the past. He had seen the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, 8th heaven powerhouses, beginner martial artists, 7th heaven top-notch, heavenly kings among the 36 saints. Other than the top 3, he did not have much memory of the others. Tian Gui Saint was ranked 10th among the 36 saints. Saint-level powerhouses were actually not too far apart. Between 4 million to 5 million calories of vitality were all saint-level powerhouses. Saint was considered a transition between emperor level and heavenly king. Ranked 10th and ranked 36th were not far apart. Opposite him, the golden giant's expression was ice cold. He looked at Fong Ping and said loudly, "This saint asked you to stop, and you still dare to attack. Bastard." Fong Ping's expression was not good either. Skywood had appeared. He was preparing to intimidate the 3 realms and plan for the future. Who knew that a saint would appear and stop him? "Who do you think you are?" Fong Ping shouted coldly. "Do you want to die? How dare you stop me? Is it true that the Sky Emperor and Heavenly King Stonebreaker's saber are not good enough? Do you really think that the human-suppressing Heavenly King and Martial King are not strong enough? Did you just resurrect and forget your surname? How dare you interfere with the human race's affairs? Do you want to die? You bastard!" Fong Ping cursed angrily. "Where did this dog come from? How dare you attack me? This old man is the current human monarch. If you want to seek death, just say it." On the other side, Saint Tiangui was stunned. He was scolded by someone? A true god powerhouse actually opened his mouth to scold when encountering him. "Elder Mu, can you kill him?" Fong Ping bellowed coldly, infuriated beyond measure. You're just a mere saint. Who do you think you are? Our human clan has killed countless strong enemies. Even when dozens of heavenly kings surrounded the human clan still dared to fight back, let alone a useless saint. Does anyone dare to bully us humans? Fong Ping was furious, but the others were stunned. Not only that, but Fong Ping quickly roared, Cat, come to work. Call the cat protecting captain over. F***CK. I'm going to go on a killing spree today. I'll kill a few saints as a sacrifice. At the same time, Fong Ping was frantically calling out to the old cat in his mind. Just one turn would do. A sage had actually made a move. He even felt that there were experts spying on him in the dark. Right now, he absolutely could not be soft. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. It was not easy for him to kill the true gods of the three realms until they were afraid of him. Now, something like this appeared. It was too infuriating. He felt that it was infuriating. On the other side, Saint Tiangui was also choking with anger. However, at this time, Heavenlywood looked at him sympathetically, saying lightly, Tiangui, it's not easy to come back to life. Aren't you afraid that you'll die, and your Tao will vanish again, unable to come back to life? Saint Tiangui looked at it. He recognized it. Heavenlywood, the ancient number 1 wood. At this moment, Saint Tiangui was no longer as arrogant as he was at the beginning. He frowned. After a while, he said coldly, Pingyu is my good friend. As he said this, Fong Ping's eyes turned cold. He said coldly, You're Pingyu's good friend? That bastard dared to attack us humans previously. We don't even know if he's dead or not. With your saint-level strength, how dare you intervene now? The giant-like Tiangui's expression was a little ugly. He was being threatened by a true god, but Fong Ping was threatening him, intimidating him. If he did not act ruthlessly now, who knew what those powerhouses in the dark would think? Not only that, Fong Ping was throwing out benefits in his mind like crazy. Big cat, come quickly. Saint-level drinks, fruits, true god-level fish head, wings, crab legs, octopus. I've prepared everything for you. A bastard called Tiangui wants to rob me. If you don't come, I'll give away my treasures as a reward. After a while, the cat appeared, its fat face full of sorrow. This cat is so pitiful. The liar wants it to fight again. Come quickly, or else there's really nothing left. Meow. The cat was sad and said aggrievedly, You said that big dog gave it to me. He definitely won't dare to snatch it. Nonsense, he wants to kill me. If he kills me, will there be anything left for you? Meow. The cat became even more sorrowful. How pitiful. This cat is so pitiful. This cat has lost a lot of weight. Recently, I've been running here and there every day. I've really lost tens of thousands of catties. Now I'm waiting for a big meal, and now something happened again. Meow, meow. This cat is so pitiful. This cat is so pitiful. Why do they all have to bully cats? The cat wanted to roll all over the ground. Sad, useless. The lyre was blocked. What else could it do? The cat said miserably, Anyway, this cat isn't going to fight. This cat is just going to take a look and get my drinks and fruits. You're not allowed to cheat this cat. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief and said hurriedly, No problem, come quickly. After communicating with the cat, Fong Ping still had a saint on his side, so he was also full of confidence. Only then did the heavenly hound and Shou Chuan show up and leave. He did not believe that there would really be anyone who dared to do anything to the cat at this time. Those who dared were all in the fake sky cemetery. With confidence, Fong Ping was not afraid. This fellow attacked him without saying a word. His hostility was obvious. Why would he still be polite? Tiangui, right? Fong Ping stared at Tian Gui, who had an ugly expression on his face, and said in an unfriendly tone, "Do you know that those who attacked the headquarters, even the heavenly kings, all died miserably now? Are you breaking 7 or 8? You've got guts. Old Moo, I'll leave this fellow to you. Hold him back for a while. Today, I'm going to kill a saint." Tian Gui's gaze was ice cold, the coldness even freezing the void. He was insulted by a true god. At the same time, in the dark void, a few figures flickered. A white figure flashed. It was the Marshal of the Realm Gate, Yuan Gang, who appeared here earlier. His mentality fluctuated, and he chuckled. "Interesting. Tian Gui seems to be in trouble this time. The current king, this generation's king, is too domineering. It's not necessarily a good thing. The humans actually let this person become a king. What a pity." "Pity?" Someone else said lightly. "What's there to pity? This old man knows a thing or two about this generation's king. He has cultivated for 3 years and broken 4. Naturally, he has the ability to be arrogant. This old man thinks that Tian Gui is in trouble this time. The Heavenly Emperor has just left. He might not be far away. If you attack him now, don't fall right after reviving." In the dark, there was not just one person, but 3 or 4 people. There was the white-robed Yuan Gang, Yu Wei from the North Emperor sect, and 1 or 2 people whose figures and faces could not be seen clearly. Tian Gui, the saint, suddenly stood up. Some of these people thought that Fong Ping was arrogant, and some thought that Tian Gui was unwise. At this time, he had just been revived. Even if Tian Gui had the strength of a top-notch saint in the past, now he was at most a beginner saint. Not to mention the fact that Tian Gui had just left. If you attack now, aren't you afraid that the Heavenly Emperor will come back and kill you? He had a good relationship with Heavenly Emperor Pingyu, but there was no need to offend the current overlord of the 3 realms just for a true god. At this time, Yuan Gang, the Realm Gate Marshal, smiled and said, "Let's watch the show. Now is not a good time for us to attack. Everyone has just been revived. I heard that those powerhouses have entered the Tomb of Heaven. King Qian, King Kuan, King Sun, King Zhen, with so many heavenly king powerhouses here. I have also heard a thing or two. The human race was indeed besieged by all sides previously. Until now, there has not been a winner. It can be seen that their strength is extraordinary. The heavenly King Zhen and King Wu that this person mentioned are probably peerless powerhouses too. Even if Tian Gui gains the upper hand this time, when these people return, there will be a lot of trouble. Everyone, let's wait and see." Everyone did not speak, but they still agreed with what he said. The battle between the powerhouses has not been decided yet, and you are already standing on the side now. Did you get your saint-level strength for nothing? Having cultivated to this realm, who wasn't a shrewd person? Until the last moment, they would not easily stand on the side. Tian Gui, 36 saints had been for a long time. Once they were revived, they probably did not understand the situation in the human world, right? In the dark, the revived powerhouses were communicating. On the Forbidden Sea, Fong Ping was domineering. He let Heavenly Wood entangle the other party and threatened to kill the saint, who did not know how to scare people. Tian Gui was angry, but he was very afraid. The older one was, the more afraid they were of death. Not to mention those who had died. Once, they had just been revived. At this moment, they were more afraid of death than the average old antique. If it was in the past, even if Heavenly Wood was here, he would still kill Fong Ping if he was humiliated like this. But now he hesitated. For a moment, he was in a dilemma. Heavenly Wood did not make a move. Fong Ping did not urge him either. If they really fought, it might not be a good thing. Scaring a saint into silence. This was his ability. Fong Ping sneered. He looked at King Huai and the others and sneered. Your backer is here. Why don't you go over there and have a gathering? Saints, this month, many saints have died. Chong Rong, Heavenly Emperor, was a saint level. He was also the first saint level powerhouse to fall. Fong Ping said that many had died. Naturally, it was nonsense. However, King Huai and the others did not say anything, nor did they run over to flatter him. They still did not know what was going on. If they were to flatter him carelessly, they might be killed by the angry Tiangui. The scene once again became quiet. At this moment, the void suddenly darkened. Heaven and earth changed color. Blood clouds densely covered the void. Rain dripping in an instant. Blood rain. Saint Tiangui's body shook. The true gods could not sense it clearly, but the saint level was extremely obvious. Heavenly Wood's body also shook slightly, murmuring, "Who died? Who died?" At this moment, there were many people who asked such questions. And Fong Ping's body also shook, suddenly taking out an item from the storage space. Crack! The item in his hand suddenly shattered. Fong Ping laughed loudly. At this moment, he was really arrogant. "Ha ha! Green Spirit is dead." Fong Ping laughed wildly. "Mount Luofu is completely destroyed. This is the consequence of provoking us humans. I don't care if you are some ancient venerable emperor or a saint. If you go against us humans, then you must die." Green Spirit. Opposite, Saint Tiangui's body trembled. In the dark, the void shook, and a few figures could not hide their auras anymore, shattering the void and appearing in front of everyone. Beside him, Qinghua's expression was complicated. Not far away, on Weiyu mountainside, true god Jiang Su also had a complicated expression. The lord of Mount Luofu was dead. Who killed him? In fact, they already had a judgment. If it was not Heavenly King Garrison, then it was Martial King. Another ancient venerable emperor was dead. Ancient venerable emperors often also represented saint level. Green Spirit is dead. In the dark, a few people who had just appeared, some of them let out an endless sigh, looking at the blood clouds, the blood rain. Their eyes were complicated. They had just awakened. And they witnessed the fall of an emperor level, the fall of a saint. This was even more terrifying than in the past. In the past, if it was not for the final battle in the heavenly realm, usually even true gods would rarely die. But now, true gods fell like rain. Emperor level also died, one after another in the past 2 days. And now, there was even a saint who had fallen. Not only that, but at this moment, everyone's expression changed. In the source world, in the dark void, a large star flashed and disappeared. A large star. Fong Ping and the others only saw this, but the few saints felt more. At this moment, in the depths of the source world, in the powerhouse's territory, a large star erupted with dazzling light, and a burst of laughter resounded in all directions. "I, Zhang Tao, am considered a heavenly king, right? Ha ha ha. The human race is invincible. A new heavenly king was born. In more than 2,000 years, the first heavenly king powerhouse to be born, and he was also very domineering. As for Moon Spirit and the others, they were also considered new heavenly kings, but they were too old. These people, even if they were new heavenly kings, did not have this kind of aura. Not everyone could transmit voice to the source world. The demon emperor did not do this back then. Of course, the demon emperor needed to keep a low profile, but the martial king did not. Because he killed venerable Emperor Green Spirit, the movement was too big. The entire fake sky grave saw and sensed it, so there was nothing to hide. Although his origin, Tao, did not go more than 10,000 meters, at this moment, everything about him had reached the standard of a heavenly king. Zhang Tao. At this moment, Zhang Tao's name truly spread throughout the 3 realms. Those who were awakening, those who had already awakened, those who were hidden, powerhouses above the saint level, almost all knew that a new heavenly king had been born. Zhang Tao, the big star, was bright. Even if the big star was still very small, its light illuminated the heavens. That rich life, aura. One could tell at a glance that this person was still young and had unlimited prospects. Zhang Tao, heavenly king, someone murmured. Heavenly Wood's expression also changed. It knew Zhang Tao. At this moment, it suddenly looked at Fang Ping and said with a smile, "Congratulations, young friend. A King Wu has proven his heavenly King Dao." Ha ha ha. Fang Ping laughed wildly again. A King Wu killed a saint before becoming a heavenly king. Today, he has proven his heavenly King Dao. I can guarantee that a heavenly king will fall soon. Ha ha. The first heavenly king powerhouse of the human race has been born. A heavenly king powerhouse who is less than 100 years old. Fang Ping's voice spread in all directions, roaring, "Who dares to make an enemy of the human race? Chang Rong, Green Spirit, and the others will end up like this. King Kuan will end up like this. Previously, I killed his clone, and the next day, the headquarters will personally chop off his head. The human race, each generation is stronger than the last." His voice was like a great bell resounding in all directions. A powerhouse who had broken 4 levels under the nose of the saints was arrogant enough to make provocative remarks. However, the fall of Green Spirit made people unable to think anymore. The saint was dead. It was reflected from the heavenly tomb, reflected the heavens, and heaven and earth were crying. The faces of King Huai and the others changed. At this moment, King Huai did not move and began to retreat. He was going to leave. King Wu had proven his heavenly King Dao and killed a saint. If Saint Tiangui still dared to continue to attack at this time, he could roast himself. Did he really think these saints were stupid? Previously, Saint Tiangui might not have known the situation of the human race, so he killed his way out. Now, King Wu was so ostentatious, using a saint as a sacrifice to prove his heavenly King Dao. If he still dared to attack, then he was really stupid, even if Fang Ping was arrogant. So what? Fang Ping also had the capital to be arrogant. Fang Ping laughed wildly. Wu Quishan was also extremely excited. The human race had its first heavenly king, King Wu. As for the suppressing heavenly king, he was a powerhouse of the ancient martial arts era and had little to do with neo-martial arts. Neo-martial arts, in less than 100 years, had actually given birth to a heavenly king. How could he not be happy? How could he not be excited? Neo-martial arts had succeeded. At this moment, some people were nervous, some sighed, and some were emotional. In the next moment, in the distance, someone laughed and said, "Congratulations! A human powerhouse has proven his heavenly King Dao. Congratulations!" The person who congratulated was none other than Saint Yuan Gang, the marshal who guarded the realm gate in the past. And he, back then, guarded a realm gate between the human world and the land realm. He knew the human world too well. After beginner martial arts, there were almost no martial artists who were too strong in the human world. Who would have thought that today a powerhouse had proven his heavenly King Dao? The other saints did not say anything. Saint Tiangui did not say anything either. This time, he had lost face for sure. That was not all. At this time, in the distance, the void broke open, and everyone saw a passage. A big fat cat swayed its body, holding a fishing rod in its claws. The fishing rod was placed on its fat shoulder. At this moment, it walked and swayed, walking with a condescending pace. Across the passage, it made a fuss. The fake human emperor has become a heavenly king. Wah! This cat has another heavenly king fighter. You dare to rob this cat's things? This cat has roamed the 3 realms for tens of thousands of years. This cat has only robbed others. You dare to rob this cat. How dare you? The cat was first happy, then angry. It walked to the entrance of the passage, one of its claws holding the fishing rod, the other on its fat waist, if it had a waist. It pointed at Tiangue and said angrily, "You dare to rob this cat. You are finished. This cat will gather the big dog and the cat guard captain to stab you to death. This cat is very angry, very angry. You are finished." Tiangue's expression changed slightly. "Cat, why is it here?" Not only him. At this moment, Qing Hua also said sharply, "Why is Emperor Tsang here? How can this be? Didn't Emperor Tsang go to the tomb of heaven? Where is Master? Where is the sect master?" Emperor Tsang didn't leave. In all directions, the experts were shocked. Emperor Tsang didn't leave. Where are those people in the tomb of heaven? The cat ignored them and said angrily, "This cat is going to hit the gong. Don't run. Bully me. I will kill you." Hearing that it was going to hit the gong, the next moment, something that left everyone dumbfounded happened. In the distance, Yu Wei and the other saints did not say anything and flew away. What a joke! Who knew how many more people the cat could call now? When the sky gong sounded that year, 100 venerable emperors gathered. And among these venerable emperors, there were saints too. At its peak, when the cat guard captain was around, there was also this powerhouse and the heavenly dog. If they were unlucky, it would not be surprising if they knocked the spirit emperor here one day. Who dared to provoke the cat at that time? Now, time flew by, and the world had changed. However, everyone did not know if the cat would knock the powerhouses here again. Now, they still wanted to watch the show. Run first. They ran. Saint Tiangue originally wanted to take a step back, leave some harsh words, or something like that before leaving. Now, without a word, he tore the void and ran. Fang Ping shouted, "Old Mu, leave him, wait for the cat to call for help." Heavenly Wood rumbled. Its main body directly suppressed the void. Fang Ping cursed in his heart. "I asked you to pretend, but you are so honest, you really made a move." Little did he know that when he saw the cat come out, Heavenly Wood suddenly believed it. This cat was going to hit the gong. The Heavenly Emperor had just left. Who knew if he would knock the Heavenly Emperor back? If he did not make a move now, would he not be looking for trouble? So he made a move. Fortunately, Tiangue was also an ancient saint. Although he had not recovered to his peak, he still had a way to escape. With a low roar, a big seal similar to Fang Ping's saint token appeared. The seal broke through a passageway, broke into the passageway in the blink of an eye, and disappeared without a trace. He ran. He was really afraid of being stopped and left behind. It was too scary. Humans had a heavenly king who had killed a saint. In the end, the cat came out and started to hit the gong. How could he not be afraid? His face was not as important as his life. He was not the only one who ran. At this moment, King Kuan and the other monsters were running for their lives in all directions. King Huai and the others had long run away, without a trace. Only a few forces that were on good terms with the humans were left behind. These true gods looked embarrassed, but they did not run. Fang Ping shouted, "Old Mu, don't chase after them. Leave a few true gods behind. At least leave some food. I want ingredients." Heavenly Mu did not talk nonsense. He did not want to fight to the death with a saint. At this moment, when he heard this, he did not hold back. A huge branch, like a palm, grabbed directly at King Kuan, who was about to enter the sea. This big fish was scared out of its wits. It had just lost its head last time. Now, without saying a word, the big fish cut off its tail, threw it at Heavenly Mu, escaped into the sea, and disappeared instantly. "Kill Peng Yu. Only one wing. Not enough. Crack." In the void, golden blood splattered, and a huge golden wing fell from the space. Peng Yu ran away, leaving behind his other wing. Not only that, at this moment, there were two huge golden crab pincers shooting out of the water. A few huge pillar-like tentacles shot out. They were all cutting off their tails to survive. The other saints had run away. On Fang Ping's side, there was a saint, a cat that could fight an emperor level, a near-emperor level, and an arrogant king man. At this time, if they did not give up some things to save their lives, they would really be waiting to be hunted down. Under the dazed gazes of Ling, Xiao Qinghua, and the others, at this moment, it was like entering a kitchen from all directions, with ingredients shooting toward them from time to time. Of course, these so-called ingredients were all incomparably huge, and they were all terrifyingly full of energy. Not far away, the cat was also a little dazed. So simple. This cat just scared you, and you actually sent so much delicious food. This time, it was not a wasted trip. Chapter 1134. The cat was dazed, thinking that it was easy to earn food this time. Fang Ping, on the other hand, was secretly relieved. Although it was cheering happily just now, it was still a little nervous. There were many saints spying in the dark. Heavenly Wood might not always be on his side. If humans were really in danger, if it was also in danger, Fang Ping could guarantee that this saint would be the first to run. Fortunately, he still managed to scare those people. Of course, Big Cat's contribution could not go unnoticed. Fang Ping looked at the cat. Seeing that it was staring at the ingredients, drooling, he could not help but laugh. Although this cat was lazy, it had really helped humans many times. Other things aside, during the battle in the Imperial battleground, if not for Big Cat's trap, humans might have been in big trouble. Fang Ping did not say much. He kept the wings, the fishtail, the crab pincers. He could really have a feast this time. At this time, Qinghua and the others' expressions were fluctuating. Ling Xiao held it in for a while, but still said, Fang Ping, since Emperor Tsang is in the human world, then my master and grandmaster. Everyone looked at Fang Ping. A saint was dead. Obviously, those people had not left the sky cemetery. How did the cat come back? Fang Ping glanced at everyone. After a while, he said, in the sky cemetery, the cat was unwilling to participate and left in advance. Do you still have any questions? Don't ask. Fang Ping interrupted impatiently. I'm doing you a favor by answering one of your questions. Wang Wu's lineage. Again and again, I'm sorry, I still needed your help in times of need. Now, I don't need it anymore. The few heads that you owe me, I will naturally ask Venerable Emperor Moon Spirit for them. You don't have the right to question me. Fang Ping was still arrogant. He snorted softly. I will naturally treat those who cooperate with humans kindly. However, those who always want to sit on the sidelines and reap benefits from humans. I'm sorry, I won't entertain you. Do you really think I, Fang Ping, am blind? Cooperation that prioritizes benefits. Then don't talk about feelings, don't play games. Next time you have something to ask, name your price. After saying this, Fang Ping looked at the cat and laughed. He stepped into the air, opened his arms, and was about to hug the cat. The cat looked disgusted. Shameless. You want to show off your love in front of the Three Realms powerhouses. Do you think I don't know? Food. Seeing that it was about to escape, Fang Ping quickly sent a telepathic message. The next moment, everyone saw the feelings between the cat and Fang Ping. Fang Ping hugged the fat cat and stroked its head. While the cat was moved to tears, Fang Ping dragged it into the passageway. It was time to go home. The cat was very sad. Every time you threaten me with food, you bully a cat. That's too much. Even so, it had no choice but to display its affection with Fang Ping in front of the powerhouses of the Three Realms. Its relationship with Fong Ping was really good. Fong Ping was not showing off to others. He was showing off to Heavenly Wood. This saint wanted to enter the human world. It was a saint. Fong Ping felt a mixture of joy and worry. Who could threaten Heavenly Wood? After all, old Zhang and the Heavenly King Jinwang were not here, so the cat was the only one left. The Heavenly Hound had just left, and the Azure Cat was also at the Overlord level. Only this cat could suppress the tree. Therefore, at this moment, Fong Ping was extremely friendly with the Ash Cat. Fortunately, the cat was too heavy. Otherwise, Fong Ping would have to carry it home. Fong Ping did not know how heavy this fat cat was. Anyway, he always felt that if this cat did not control itself, it would not be difficult for it to crush Magic City. Watching the cat and Fong Ping walk away with their arms around each other's shoulders, behind them, the eyes of the old man who had transformed from Heavenly Wood moved slightly. He was looking forward to it. Other than the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, there seemed to be no one who dared to treat a cat like this, right? The myriad regression technique, recalling that Fong Ping had broken through 4, before he had even proven his Tao, Heavenly Wood suddenly felt that this investment should not be wrong. As the first ancient tree, it also had dreams. It was too difficult for a monster plant to become a heavenly king. It was almost impossible for it to become an emperor. However, the monster beast had a beast emperor to prove its Tao. Was there no hope for it? Perhaps there was. Heavenly Wood did not take the passageway. Its body was too big, but it still followed, breaking through the air. Wu Quishan grinned, so excited that he did not know why. Humans were domineering. This time, it was really domineering. Fong Ping directly scared off the saint and easily killed 2 true gods. No one dared to say a word. If this was not domineering, what was? It was too cool. At this moment, Wu Quishan really admired himself. He had actually cultivated such a genius in MCMAU. He would definitely go down in history in the future. Human King Fong Ping. When he was studying MCMU, Vice Chancellor Wu Quishan took good care of him. He had a good eye for talent. Wu Quishan could even imagine that in the future, if humans still had a legacy, when people wrote about Fong Ping, they would inevitably mention him. Wu Quishan. Fong Ping and his group walked away, casually disappearing after they left. However, the faces of the people who stayed in the same place were fluctuating uncertainly. After a long time, someone sighed softly. Luo Fu is completely finished. Even if there were a few true gods whose life and death was uncertain, Venerable Emperor Qingjin was already dead. So what if those people were alive? Pingyu Sky, Changrong Sky, is also in danger. No, I'm afraid Changrong Sky has completely declined. A sect with thousands of years of heritage, a grandmaster that has tens of thousands of years. Sigh. Humans, one of them is dominating. It can't be considered as dominating. These people were still discussing, so they did not notice that not far away, 2 monsters were chasing after Fong Ping, and the others with their butts wagging. While chasing, Jiao said excitedly, "We're rich." Huh, did you see that? There's so much good stuff, delicious stuff, peak level, emperor level, and saint level stuff. Jiao was extremely excited. It was rich. Li Wuji stared at it, puzzled. What did it have to do with you? Jiao was disdainful and did not explain. Nonsense, who was it? Descendant of the celestial emperor, nephew of the cat. Who knew how many generations had passed? Let's just be a nephew then. The demon king of the 7 southern territory, brother of Fong Ping, the king of humans. Yes, he was not a chef anymore. He was his brother. Wasn't it rich now? Hurry up and go back to meet your relatives. A feast I want to eat too. As for this stupid cow beside him, it could just watch and drool. There was no place for it. Li Wuji seemed to see through its thoughts, cursing in his heart. Shameless bastard. But I'm also a sea guardian appointed by the humans. I'm going to guard the ocean for the humans. Old Cow was too weak. Was it a disgrace to the king of humans? At least it had to reach the peak level. Then it would not be a disgrace to the humans, right? Li Wuji comforted itself. Maybe it could get some delicious food. It was a little nervous, too, was a cow. Maybe when the time came, it would think that the elder ancestors' meat was not enough and let it have some too. It did not dare to imagine. Halfway through the meal, suddenly there was not enough beef, and everyone was staring at it. That scene was too beautiful. It did not dare to think about it. As for the Jiao beside it, Li Wuji cursed again in his heart. What was it so arrogant for? It was not even the celestial emperor. Be careful, they might get addicted to it. If there was no more food, they would still eat your dog meat. Fang Ping left the evil sect, killed 2 true gods, and forced the resurrected ancient saint to retreat. The evil sect was destroyed. The martial king proved his Tao, became a heavenly king, and killed the ancient venerable emperor Green Spirit. The first ancient tree, Skywood, became a demon, possessed the combat strength of a saint, and surrendered to the humans. The cat left the mountain and left the heavenly cemetery. The celestial emperor and the spring guardian revived, left the evil sect, and disappeared. Some ancient saints revived. These pieces of news spread like the wind. They were all earth-shattering news. The human world had almost instantly reversed the situation, becoming the strongest force in the 3 realms. And in the heavenly cemetery, humans seemed to have the advantage. Since the martial king could prove his Tao, then the human race should not be at a disadvantage. These pieces of news shocked the 3 realms, shocked everyone. Star Town. In the small world, the phantom appeared again. This time, there was no need for him to speak. The God creation envoy sighed. The changes in the 3 realms are getting greater and greater. Zhang Tao has actually become a heavenly king. Heavenly Hound and Sherpa have actually been resurrected. These 2 fellows can also be resurrected. The heavens are blind. The phantom was stunned. Did their resurrection hinder you? The God creation envoy sighed. These 2 brats are not good people. It's fine if the others can be resurrected, but these 2 black-hearted ones can also be resurrected. Does the heavens have eyes? One of them is stingy, forcing me to forge a divine artifact for it. I'm not its match. Otherwise, I would have killed it long ago. What kind of origin realm is this? He tricked my disciple into forging it for him. After he was done, he turned around and said that the Tao he forged was not real, forcing my disciple to pay the forging fee. At the mention of these 2, the God creation envoy also shook his head. The atmosphere of the 3 realms was about to change. They were all the reincarnation of shameless experts. Was there any justice in this world? Sherpa, that bastard, should have been beaten to death by the heavenly hound. What kind of origin realm was he? His disciple had been working tirelessly for him for over 100 years. In the end, the great Tao was not real. Nonsense. If the great Tao was real, how could it be your turn? Myriad Tao, if his disciple had this ability, then he would have become a sovereign realm expert. He still had to look at your face. When he said those words, did he feel guilty? The God creation envoy shook his head repeatedly. He couldn't help but sigh with emotion. When the phantom heard him mention the past, it was also a little sluggish. It quickly said, God creation envoy, the number 1 ancient wood, heavenly wood, has become a demon. Saint level battle strength. Oh, the God creation envoy didn't seem surprised and said indifferently, it's only a matter of time. Back then, when the old cat wanted to cut down the heavenly wood to make a fishing rod, I took a look and felt that the heavenly wood might become a demon. If I hadn't shown mercy, I would have long since become a fishing rod. When this would seize me, it has to be obedient. What's the use of telling me this? The Phantom sighed. So that's how it is. The God Creation Envoy is kind-hearted. No such thing. The God Creation Envoy said disdainfully. It's just that back then, I felt that the heavenly wood was not strong enough, and the weapons forged might not be able to become divine artifacts. Now, it should be enough to forge divine artifacts. If this piece of wood dares to provoke this old man will turn it into a divine artifact. The God Creation Envoy was also very arrogant. The Phantom suddenly felt that when you talk about the Heavenly Hound and the Spring Guardian, shouldn't you add yourself as well? The God Creation Envoy was too lazy to say anything else, and said, Heavenly Hound, and Sherpa left. Let's go. The Phantom asked, Where do you think they went? Sky Tomb. The God Creation Envoy laughed. There's no need to guess. The Heavenly Hound is not someone who is willing to suffer a loss. This time, it will definitely go to the Sky Tomb. However, if it goes, it might not be able to return. The Sky Tomb is extremely dangerous. Yeah, the Sky Tomb, the Phantom sighed. The God Creation Envoy laughed lightly. You've been there before, right? Previously, I guessed that you were unquestionable Jian, but now it seems like it really is you. That fellow Li Xuanxia mentioned you before, saying that you are a rare genius. Talent, perseverance, luck, talent, intelligence. They were all top-notch. If you were in the ancient times, you would also be a top figure. Even if you were not as good as the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, you would at least not be inferior to the 3 envoys. Thank you, King, suppressing Heavenly King. It can't be considered a compliment. The God Creation Envoy sneered. I added a sentence at the back. It's just that you're a bit more scheming. It's not a bad thing to have more scheming, but at this level, it's just petty. You're still lacking a bit of magnanimity, a majestic aura, which one of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors wasn't a truly majestic person. Let's not talk about when we're weak, but when we're strong, who wouldn't be convinced? The God Creation Envoy said, as he shook his head, even if the 9 emperors and the 4 emperors were at odds with each other. So what? Do you know that when we entered the heavenly court during the battle, we asked the emperor about it, and the emperor answered our questions without holding anything back? Do you know that the 9 emperors and 4 emperors often discussed the Tao and talked about the core? Do you know that the 4 emperors had also taught the disciples of the 9 emperors? When it came to the extreme Tao, they would say everything they knew. You don't know anything. Do you think that the experts of the ancient times only knew how to form cliques? You kill me, I kill you? In that era, the martial way was imperfect. Everyone helped each other and supported each other. That was how they reached that step. They all felt that the later generations would become stronger and stronger. Who would have thought that after 10,000 years, they would become weaker and weaker? The God Creation Envoy shook his head. You are not even comparable to the Heavenly Dog and Sherpa. The Heavenly Dog and Sherpa were annoying, but they dared to take responsibility for what they had done. They dared to fight, and they were never afraid. The Tao was something that one had walked out on their own, not something bestowed upon them by others. The Heavenly Dog had also been beaten black and blue. It was not a cat. When the cat was attacked, the great Tao trembled, and everyone was afraid. The Heavenly Dog is not. The God Creation Envoy sneered. The Heavenly Dog has been roaming the 3 realms for many years. Does it really think that it relies on the protection of the heavens? It relied on never lowering its head. It dared to fight anyone. The 9 emperors and 4 emperors all said that it was more promising than a cat. Other than not being as cute as a cat, it was still a dog with fighting spirit. You, compared to them, you are still quite lacking. In these 8,000 years, if you were to let this old man comment, you unquestionable sword, you might not be able to enter the top 10, not in terms of martial arts. The Phantom became interested and said with a faint smile, Senior, You are going to comment on the experts of the three realms. I wonder who is in the top 10 in Senior's heart. You want to hear it? Senior, please enlighten me. The God Creation Envoy laughed. Then this old man will also give some pointers today. In the past 8,000 years, countless geniuses have appeared in the three realms. Just say that the Martial King, who has just confirmed the Heavenly King, can be considered a person. He is a character. The Demon Emperor nodded. The Martial King is indeed worthy of being called an influential figure in the past 8,000 years. The northern sea of the Kwokang Mountain is one of them. The Demon Emperor laughed. North Sea? Gongjuanzi? I am familiar with him. Senior, have you overestimated him? No, he's stupid enough. Pure. No, stupid. The God Creation Envoy smiled and said, Stupid fellow. However, it is precisely because of this stupidity that he is worthy of this old man's comment. An expert who rose up in the era of sex relied on his hot-bloodedness to move forward alone. He walked a different path. Could it be that no one noticed? He had obtained the inheritance of annihilation, but he did not walk the path of annihilation. Instead, he walked the path of subduing beasts. This was actually a new path that did not exist in the ancient times. Of course, no one dared to do so in the ancient times. The Beast Emperor would kill him. He obtained the favor of the Ash Cat, but he did not obtain any benefits from the Ash Cat. He foolishly walked forward, and in the end, he almost became a saint. If it wasn't for his bad luck, he might have become a heavenly king by now. Hearing his words, the Demon Emperor thought for a moment, then nodded and said, Indeed, the North Sea still has a stubborn spirit. Third, King of Life. The Demon Emperor laughed. Him? Look down on him? How long has it been since he reached the Tao? But why was he able to become the strongest in the catacombs? Even the two emperors stage, do not dare to take the lead? The God Creation Envoy chuckled. This is a ruthless person. His luck is just bad. He dares. He knows a lot of things and carries a lot of burdens, but he dares to do it. Does he not know the dangers and difficulties? I know, but he still walked down and also met people like the Martial King. According to the words of humans, if there is a you, how can there be a Liang? That's why he fell early. Fourth, Li Zhu. Li Zhu? The Demon Emperor said in a deep voice. He doesn't count the reincarnation of the palm seal? Hee hee. The God Creation Envoy sneered, as if he was disdainful. You and the palm seal envoy are the same kind of trash, Li Zhu. It's not him. Li Zhu is Li Zhu. What do you know? Impossible. This old man is too lazy to explain to you. The God Creation Envoy did not say much to him. This person is also an ambitious person. He is definitely in the top 10 of the past 8,000 years. The expression in the Demon Emperor's eyes changed. Li Zhu is Li Zhu. Then, what about the Palm Seal Envoy? Fifth, Hongyu. Hongyu? He's alive. He's from the ancient times. The God Creation Envoy laughed lightly. Ancient Hongyu? It's nothing much. Strictly speaking, this person rose to power after the destruction of the Heaven Realm. So this old man listed him as a hero after the destruction. It's not wrong. Sixth, Chaotic Heavenly King. The Demon Emperor seemed to know this person. He thought for a moment and said, he can indeed be considered a character. In the chaotic era, this person dared to fight the heavenly dog, dared to kill the cat, and dared to fight the heavens. He is indeed a rare genius in the past 8,000 years. Of course, the God Creation Envoy had a complacent look on his face and said, this is the influential figure of these few eras, the pride of the heavens. As for you, you are the best in the era of sex, but this old man will not judge you. Li Zhu, Life King, rose to power in the era of the Four Great Imperial Court. The chaotic Heavenly King rose to power in the chaotic era. Hongyu rose to power in the era of the Demon Emperor God Dynasty. Zhang Tao rose to power in the new martial era. In the era of sex, the God creation envoy replaced the demon emperor with Gong Juanzi. Very quickly, the God creation envoy said, "These 6 people, this old man feels that there is no dispute. The remaining few people might have some disputes, but this old man thinks more highly of them than you. Senior, please enlighten me. The current human king, Fong Ping." The demon emperor frowned. "He has improved quickly, but that doesn't mean anything." "Wrong," this old man said. "I'm not just looking at martial arts. When the human race is in danger, he has used his heart of cultivation for 3 years to carry this flag. He has the qualifications to become an influential figure in this old man's eyes." The God creation envoy had never gone out, but he knew a lot and would often chat with the heavenly King Zhenwang. At this moment, when he mentioned these people, it was as if he was familiar with them. Human Zhao Xingwu. This time, the demon emperor was no longer calm. He had thought about many people, but he did not expect that the God creation envoy would comment on Zhao Xingwu. It's not wrong that people of different paths can't work together. When the martial king and the netherworld king were at their peak, Zhao Xingwu dared to walk his own path. If this person doesn't die, this old man thinks highly of him. The demon emperor did not say anything else. Catacombs. King Huai. What? The demon emperor was truly shocked. Even though he felt that he was very indifferent when the God creation envoy mentioned King Huai, he still almost collapsed. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing. He bears the infamy, but he remains as unmoving as a mountain. If nothing goes wrong, he has a cooperation with you. That's right. That's right. This person can't be considered a hero, nor can he be considered an ambitious and ruthless person. But if you study him carefully, you will realize that this person's background is even more ordinary than Li Zhu's. He was born as a slave in the catacombs, a servant, and a vicious dog. The demon emperor fell silent once again. The last person. The God creation envoy laughed. "Perhaps it will exceed your expectations." "Who?" "This old man doesn't know if he can be considered a new martial artist. Wang Jinyang." "Him." The demon emperor said softly, "The reincarnation of Zhan. He does have some elegance and some fighting habits. But to say that Wang Jinyang can also become the strongest in 8,000 years, although unquestionable Jian knows that he is not as good as some people, he will not fall to such a state. Even if Senior says that Netherworld King Li Zhen is more worthy of attention than Wang Jinyang, that's not it." The God creation envoy smiled and said, "If I say it, you won't believe me, you won't be convinced, and there will be controversy. But that's not important. What's important is that this old man thinks he can do it. If this old man were to tell you that John, a long time ago, there was a strand of spiritual sense that was left behind and did not completely die, would you believe it?" The demon emperor frowned. In the past 2 years, especially now, this person has been resisting the temptation of war. He has given up the temptation of becoming a heavenly king in a day, or even a stronger realm. Would you believe it? I, M.O., have obtained the heart of war before. The heart is nothing. The God creation envoy laughed lightly. What is strong in battle is not the heart, but the mind. This old man wants to see how long he can resist for. If it becomes a war in the end, then he does not have the qualifications to be the strongest in 8,000 years. If it is still Wang Jinyang in the end, then he will be the proud son of heaven that this old man recognizes. The demon emperor raised his eyebrows. When the human clan is in danger, no worries. The God creation envoy laughed. You can try. Didn't you say that after accepting everything, he would become a war? I said, look at your heart. This person should also be the most controversial person in this old man's heart. The demon emperor nodded slightly and said with a smile, Senior suddenly told me all of this today. I'm afraid it wasn't just to squeeze me, right? It's not worth it, the God creation envoy disdainfully said. You don't have the qualifications for this old man to run on you. If you don't enter the top 10, then you don't. This old man said all of this just to tell you that the world you see in your eyes is not the same world as what this old man sees. It's still the same sentence. You're not magnanimous enough. You lack a bit of momentum. I, M.O., have learned my lesson. The God creation envoy ignored him and continued to read his comic book. The Demon Emperor, the pride of the era of sections. This was also a person who had lived through the ages. However, the God creation envoy still wanted to see where this person would go in the end. After today's evaluation, this person was not even in the top 10. He also wanted to see if this person would be any different. Little Tao, great Tao. The God creation envoy smiled, shook his head slightly, and continued to read his book. Chapter 1135. Global High School Martial Arts Fake Fourth Update. Seeking monthly votes currently typing. Please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.